This is a presentation of RBT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dudes paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RBT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording and live on RBT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. I moved the show one freaking day over. Like, name Extreme in the chat. Welcome to this week's episode titled Holy Fuck! Yeah. That sounds about right. My name's Matty Jay. That is TWK. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good monster.
Yeah. You know what? I'll join you in on that with the Dr. Pepper and cream soda over here. Yep.
I was wondering, zero sugar.
Oh,
yeah. What a week for wrestling.
Joining us as always, Shintigercurl.
Hello.
Hey, Minoru Suzuki is here.
What are you talking about? I am not Minoru Suzuki. I am Kenny Omega.
Nah, Suzuki-san. After all this week, pretty sure everyone's going. Let's just see you go into Japan with a crowd that's actually allowed to scream Kaze ni Nare.
No, I am Kenny Omega. See, I like video game. I kiss Kota Ibushi on lips. You will not be able to escape. Yes,
hold on. I think I need to fix something here. Grabs the hair and pulls it back, reveals the wig. Who the fuck you fooling?
I tricked you. You thought it was your friend, the cleaner Kenny Omega, when in reality it was me. Hello, lads. I'm back on the show. Pick done.
Oh my god! See? This has been that kind of a week.
Getting rid of the damn butch thing, and I'm here to tell everyone, right, that the title situation is right and proper in the WWE for one reason. Because all the belts, the two world title belts, are on a man, because a woman should not be holding the men's belt.
What woman is holding any of the men's belts?
Yeah, because we all know that AJ Styles is a woman, and he should not be competing.
He doesn't have a belt in over a year.
Wrestling right now.
Exactly. He doesn't deserve to hold the men's belt, so he shouldn't be competing for the men's belt.
Oh, thank God I'm Canadian, because if this show was UK based, this show would have been canceled. At least this week's version. Oh man, you know what fucked up things were, folks? Last show we did was September 2nd. Literally September 2nd, Friday. We had high hopes for both a WWE and AEW show. And NXT was there too. It was a show. The Queen of England was still alive. And CM Punk and the Elite were still gainfully employed. 8 fucking days later, here we are. What the fuck happened?
Did you just forget about me?
Oh,
Yes, you did,
yeah.
Matt. He totally forgot about
I totally
you.
did. That's how fucked up this show is. Like joining us, it's on the Twitter too. I should probably introduce you. It was your old time slot. Hey, everybody, it's the Shades.
Yeah, and yeah, we
That's how crazy a week it was.
Absolutely insane what happened in the last 8 days. Jesus Christ, did I pick the week to show up or what?
Fucking A, you did. Holy shit.
We got shit to talk about tonight.
Here I thought, at the end of 1 week ago today, I thought, all right, Clash of the Castle happened. It was a show, and it was a good show. Cardiff showed up. I thought the top of the week of how WB fucked up a perfect way to get a modern frickin' modern SummerSlam 92 moment of Drew McIntyre, but nope.
Ain't nobody talking about that now.
Tip of the goddamn iceberg. By the way, Mike Shell resubscribed tier 1, 58 months. Now that's some housewarming for the Wrestle-Cast new home. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Much appreciated. And we don't have a hard out this time. Like, actually, the hardest out would be 11:30 for the Tsunami call. So we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
We're going to fucking need it.
Especially this week. Oh, boy. So, Enrico, this is the internet. You're allowed to swear. In this chat, you're allowed to swear. Yeah, this week was a poo storm. Oh yeah, a shit storm. Yeah, definitely. All right. Let's talk about this for a second. This clip right here is just AEW. And it began, innocently enough, if you believe it, with the return of the devil. No, not Al Pacino. MJF. And yes, the word innocent and MJF in the same sentence. But
pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name.
By the way, 8-bit version of that it will pop up. Believe me, you me. That being said, it starts with MJF, and again, like Roman retaining, that's not even the whole goddamn story. The clip, the quote clip speaks for itself. Take a listen.
So it's been a few months now, and your continuous, unexcused, extended absence is hurting the company, and it's definitely hurting the fans. And I know you don't care about the fans at all, but I do. So if you will show up at All Out, I am willing to swallow a very bitter pill for the sake of the fans. I'll put you in the casino ladder match. I won't force you to sign an extension, and I will pay you $. But you have to show up at All Out. This is my final offer. You're not going to get a better one.
You're stupid, old man. I'm a snake. The greatest thing the devil ever did was make you people believe he didn't exist.
And I am the devil himself.
Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me. Scott Colton, I felt, never would have. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore." That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marsha, he sent the email, oh, can we please drop all this? Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. Want nothing to do with him. Do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do? Dave, what did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing.
Following All Out on pay-per-view this past Sunday night, I've been forced to vacate the AEW World Championship, as well as the AEW World Trios Championship.
I missed the game-winning shot. And I was supposed to be on vacation right now, like, till about 2 days ago. But here's another chance to take another shot when the game's on the line. This Tournament of Champions, and it's one hell of a shot. That's one hell of a big rock to push all the way to the top of the hill again. Chris Jericho, the greatest of all time. Bryan Danielson, the best pure wrestler to ever step foot in a ring, a better wrestler than I'll ever be. Darby Allin, Hangman Page, Sammy Guevara, 3 dudes all younger than me, faster than me, more naturally gifted than I could ever be. So yeah, that's a hell of a shot. But winners always want the ball when the game is on the line. The ace always wants the ball. And I want the ball. So hell yeah, I'm gonna take the shot.
Guys, I literally have goosebumps. This is powerful, man.
Because this isn't just time to win. This isn't just the fourth quarter. This isn't just winning time right now. This is time to be a legend.
Sympathy of Before the Devil by Rolling Stones. You know, I never thought I'd say this about MJF, but he is a man of culture. Classic rock. Fucking A. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And the name of Extreme brings up Colt's contract is up. He just got re-signed for the Ring of Honor stuff. Oh. Yeah, that's just AEW, by the way. Starts with MJF coming back at the end of the pay-per-view. And a wild hair went up CM Punk's ass. Or if you want to go with Chappelle Show rules, CM Punk decided to keep it real. And then a kerfuffle. Look, I'm supposed to do this comedically. Kerfuffle's the best word I can think of. Shit hits the fan. Wednesday, Tony Khan says, okay, I'm stripping everybody. Trios titles vacant. World title vacant. Mox comes out. There's a tournament. He's in. He's not even supposed to be here today. And wrestling. Wrestling. Just a lot of wrestling. Good wrestling.
A lot to break down tonight.
So let's begin at the beginning. When we last left off, we previewed a whole lot of shows, including WWE's Clash at the Castle. Shin had, we'll just, for the record, obviously Yeah. For the record, Shin had to take a break, mentally or whatever. I'm assuming it was a mental break. We're just going to lay the cards on the table here. That's all we're doing. And of course, Shades, well, fuck the Fed. So it's just me and T-Dub on the first part there.
I'm not as strong on fuck the Fed as I used to be. It's a case of I'm not ready yet.
And that's fair. Renico and Cyber Rider, we will get to that when we get to that. A lot of people are asking, weren't they suspended? Aren't they? This is, folks, we got to do a fucking show first. We'll get to it. We shall get to it, of course. Now, TW and I watched Clash of the Castle. I know I watched Worlds Collide out of pure curiosity. We'll get to that as well, and then we'll bring everybody in for All Out and the shit hitting the fan in AEW, and that was basically a shit fan hitting moment. But we begin with WWE. They were in Cardiff, UK, Cardiff, Wales. That might ring a bell, especially with the recent events, and we'll tell you how close they almost got fucked. But first, the Cardiff, Wales, the Principality Stadium, 62,296. That's WrestleMania numbers. And
yeah, that's absolutely bonkers, and it actually felt just as much as those numbers did when you look out into the stadium and you see all those people.
It's a stadium. It's all those people, and the stage is literally as if Madison Square Garden was on steroids as far as they have like the tunnel, but it's all LED. It's subtle, but it's subtle, and of course the big LED castle above the ring, just gorgeous.
I have to make this comment. When do you think Junior remembers the last time a stadium was actually that full for him? I know he's not working in there now,
WrestleMania usually is a good high watermark for him.
The only time, yeah, but like Junior leaves and all of a sudden now they've got a packed stadium again.
To be fair, UK's always goes bonkers for WWE or anything mainstream, so that bitch would have been sold out regardless of who's running it.
I know. I have to make the joke.
I know. Fair enough.
It should be noted that even when Impact were on their lowest terms, they could still sell out arenas in the UK.
And have.
True.
And have. They started off, by the way, Cardiff on fire from minute one. From the kickoff, they were on fucking fire.
I actually missed the kickoff match because I didn't think they were doing one because they haven't done a kickoff match in ages. So
they did. It's one of those blink and you miss it. It was only 6:29. So Madcap Moss and the Street Profits, they defeated Austin Theory and by the way, not just Theory, Austin Theory. He got his fucking name back.
Everyone's getting their names back.
Tommaso Ciampa got his name back. Butch and Walter are going, please, Papa H. But we'll get to that. They defeated Austin Theory and Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. Sheesh. Whatever that means. 6:29. It was fine. Got the crowd. They did not need to get the crowd going. The crowd's all right. Show's going. They're singing. They're singing. I was gonna say, "Oh, Disco Inferno sucks," but no. But yeah, and then the pay-per-view proper, or it's a premium live event. By the way, the term premium live event, moreover than Disco Inferno, and we're back. Damage Control. That's what they're calling it. Damage Control. It's spelled CRTL, CRTL. That's what they're calling it. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky taking on. They defeated Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. 1844. Most of it by UK crowd singing, "Hey, hey, Bayley, ooh, ha! I wanna know if you'll be my girl." That's how you know. That's how you know. Go ahead.
I'm glad they brought that back.
Oh, and Bayley played it up as a heel so damn well.
Yeah, because every time she got tagged in, yay! And then she'll go, "Oh, you want me to wrestle?" Tagged herself immediately out.
Boo!
That sounded awesome.
Bayley
a little bit of heel improv, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's why Bayley is one of the GOATs.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how you know the crowd was like that. The crowd was there to have fun.
And of course, Bayley ended up picking up the victory after a triple team onto Bianca Belair, and she's the now if I can use words.
If we're going by New Japan logic, she pinned the champion show, so she gets a shot.
Yep, I assume she'll be getting the shot at Extreme Rules.
That is our assumption, and that's where it seems to be leading. They're taking their sweet time with it, at least. And then, oh boy, look, I love AEW, but I'm sorry. Next up was match of the fucking weekend. I gotta say it. Walter, who reunited Imperium with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, who was making his main roster debut. He defeated Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes ringside. 1933. They could have gone an extra 10 minutes. I don't think people would have bitched.
No, but I have to point out for Imperium's entrance, it starts off with a close-up of Ludwig Kaiser, just of him, and then it slowly pans over, and you see Giovanni Vinci, and the whole crowd loses their mind.
And then he says, Imperium roof flies off. And out comes Walter, and yes, officially it's Gunther. T-Dub will joke about it, and he's wrong. It's still Walter.
It's
Still
better
Walter,
burn out.
damn it.
Then fade away!
I don't think anybody should take these tosses anytime seriously. I do. His bloody name is Gunther.
But
I refuse to acknowledge that name. It does not exist. You will not convince me otherwise.
By the way, for those wondering why I still call him Walter, out of respect for my buddy over there, the Shades.
And to Mr. Pete Dunne, or Butch, I guess he prefers to be called these days.
Butch!
I am not bloody Butch. I'm Pete Dunne.
Nevertheless,
Gibby, if you're listening, this one's for you. Butch! All caps.
You know it's all about the Butch!
Okay, I'll see what I gotta do here. I'm gonna have to go to wherever little crap hole you stay at, T-Dub, and I'm gonna have to knock the granny out of you.
I'm not afraid of a little tiny person that calls himself Butch.
Well, you should be afraid of me, because I'm Pete Dunne.
You're Butch. You look like a newspaper boy.
From the 30s.
That's it. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat the snot out of you, and then I'm gonna feed you a nice, delicious English breakfast. Let's see how you had all them beans, mate.
Hell yeah.
Nobody should eat that much beans for breakfast.
Well, that's what you're gonna be eating, my dear.
Buddy?
No!
Buddy, the beans, beans and some of the sides might be different, but that sounds like a proper brunch right there in Quebec. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. This match absolutely fucked. God damn.
This match of the fucking weekend. John, do you have the big meaty men slap and meat button?
Give me a second.
Because it's appropriate here.
Yeah, I think we did say that originally too when we hit that. Yeah, I've got it prepped right here.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
And by the way, literally, like this is literally our Haas fight one, but no, big meaty men slapping meat. Fucking A. Chop fucking city.
Yeah, some of the chops exchange this match, like Sheamus's chest was absolutely destroyed.
Sheamus's chest was destroyed. Walter's wasn't looking that good either. Yeah, you two. Not let you two in the call. If someone makes you want to watch a WWE match, go with that one. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, this one was just absolutely brilliant. I cannot use enough good adjectives to describe it.
And Imperium and the Brawling Brutes had an opener on SmackDown. That's worth checking out as well.
I should know how this match started. So like on the previous SmackDown, you had Sheamus and Gunther just staring at each other, while the Brawling Brutes and Imperium just fight each other around the ring, in the ring,
all this chaos, and those two just stare down, and they don't touch until the bell rings.
Yeah, and they don't even blink. They don't blink.
No, they don't blink. They don't move. There's a hat between Walter's feet. They don't move until Walter moves.
It's just insane just how stoic they're able to be while their respective teams are just destroying each other on the outside, brawling all the way to the back.
They're brawled to the back, bell rings, they start clobbering, and they don't fucking stop. That was 22 minutes of just straight up brilliance.
And this might be the loudest reaction Sheamus ever got.
Sheamus is more over ever. Like, this is the most popular he's been, and this feud with Walter is going to be the reason why he's a Hall of Famer.
Guaranteed.
And JC said Sheamus' chest was redder than his hair.
Yeah, you're joking, but you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, if the world was not aware of Gunther/Walter's chops, they're well aware of them now. They are now very well acquainted.
In NXT, they were still played off, and of course it was a small ball and bell, and you could hear the chop. The way Sheamus was selling it, and the fact that the UK fucking knows who Walter is, everyone just played up. Those chops made it sound like, oh my, UK was there. And Sheamus was not a slouch either. This was a fucking war.
And honestly, what I hope this leads to is maybe at the Royal Rumble, Sheamus gets the IC title off of him.
Hell, I'd vote even Survivor Series.
Yeah, because this is the one belt Sheamus has been asking for the past couple of years.
He just wants to be a Grand Slam winner. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. You don't even need the world title again.
Didn't he already have it?
No, he's never been IC champion, and he says that's the one belt he's always wanted to win.
And WWE has verified it, and this was independently verified. He has never won the Intercontinental Championship. U.S. title, multiple times. Tag titles, multiple times, with the bar especially. World title, a couple of times.
Yep,
he needs the IC to complete the Grand Slam.
Yep, he's won every belt except for IC and Universal.
And Universal counts as a world title in this case.
I could have sworn he had it during the pandemic.
He is not.
He's been U.S. champion. He's been tag champ. He's been world champion several times.
Yeah,
with various versions of it. Like, this is the only belt singles belt he has not won.
That's the only one.
And it's the proper person to take it off of him for nice.
There you go. Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler had a difficult task trying to follow it, but the crowd was still there, so they had a pretty decent match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It went 11 minutes 2 seconds. Liv won. Match was fine. Crowd was there.
Yeah, I think that this also showed up a lot of people who didn't think that Liv could wrestle for whatever reason. I'm not sure why she has that criticism, because she's been
you know what it was? It's the criticism because of the way she won the belt off Ronda.
I know, but
yeah,
when you actually look at her skills, she's actually good. She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing, and she trained up, and both matched up pretty well.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good match. Not the best match on the card, obviously, especially following the IC title match, but I thought considering
it did what it had to do, and the crowd was still there. They were still appreciating the wrestling, and that's where Cardiff showed up again.
Yeah, it was a miracle that they got the crowd back into it, because following that match was a Herculean task.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't take long for the crowd to come back. They came back for this, and they were fucking back for the next one. Edge and Rey Mysterio, with Dominic Mysterio taking on the Judgment Day, Finn and Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley was ringside. So Dominic the Sub Mysterio and Rhea the Dom Ripley.
And we got.
And you think I'm joking, but it's been a meme. 12:35, and crowd singing Metal Ingus.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time. Also, Edge's entrance mask.
T-Dub, El Generico's back, and he's on steroids.
Oh, God.
Edge's beer through that mask made him look like a buff El Generico. I am not kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm about to find a picture for John now.
Lefty XP, we are going chronologically. We are talking about Clash the Castle, and then we'll give a side glance at NXT Worlds Collide, and then we're going to get to the business of the business. Oh, and Car Junkie is asking me.
Picture, I found it.
Oh, what you need?
A picture of Edge for Shades.
Ah, good call. Also, thank you, Slick Rick, for a subscription for 37 months. Hello, you lovely peoples. Hello, Slick Rick.
EY!
EY indeed. And of course, Car Junkie is getting the betrayal button ready. I don't have to worry about that. Shades, get that particular button ready.
Yes, sir. Ready and standing by.
All right, now we got to talk about this match, which is a bog standard match. Edge and Ray, they won. Here's the picture for you there, Shades. Generic.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
It's in our Discord chat, and yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's an El Generico, all right.
That's El Generico if he got buff.
I just wish he wore. I wish he would have
Devil Horse to his mask.
I just wish he would have worn that during the match itself.
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
But yeah, this was a nice tag match. Got to see Edge and Rey Mysterio reunite, former WWE Tag Team Champions. And the one thing to note is that throughout the match, Dominic Mysterio was acting very heelish, constantly interfering like a heel.
Yeah, he's trying to interfere, trying to get his team to win, which is all fine and dandy. I mean, Edge is a former heel, so he understands. But no, the story of the match is just that. It is Dom Mysterio, or Sub Mysterio, I think, at this point. Again, I'm not kidding. And really the story is the post match. Now, Edge and Ray, they win. Priest, Ripley, and Balor, they're ringside. They're going, oh, they're sulking. They're pissed off. You're fucked, boy. Oh, you're fucked. And, of course, Dom, steps up, hugs everybody. Edge, he said, okay, kid, you're going to be okay. John?
Betrayal!
What?
Betrayal! Betrayed me!
Right in the gonads. Punt in the nuts.
It should be noted that during the celebration, Ray and Edge were almost ignoring Dom.
Almost, yeah.
Like, it felt like they were just celebrating themselves, like, yay, we won, we got the win. And Dom was just over at the side going, where's my respect? What the fuck?
What the fuck, man? And,
I'm the one who tripped up Finn Balor so you could hit that 609 motherfucker.
He did.
So, basically, Dominic Mysterio is now a Shimotion from Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah, from the Broly Bridge movie.
Yeah, he's a Shimotion now.
He is now, because submissive Mysterio showed up the next Monday in all black, slick black mullet at all. Rhea Ripley showing off her new sub, oh so proudly. And the reason for it? You're supposed to be my dad.
Now I have a new daddy.
Rhea Ripley, hello.
Harder, daddy.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Here we go again. Oh, Enigma, sip. Oh, he's definitely sipping Rhea Ripley. I mean, can you blame him? A whole lot of us are simping Rhea Ripley right now.
Please don't hurt.
Chicks, right?
Oh, please. Mike Shell. He's not El Generico. That look is of El Non-Specific. That's a comedy tag team. That's an April Fool's joke right there. El Non-Specific and El Generico versus the Usos.
Please, Miss Ripley, don't hurt me. I don't deserve it.
God,
I'm bringing out the whips, Dominic. Oh, you monster!
Okay, I gotta get my headphones on. This is getting too much.
Yeah. But again, I'm not the one who made the joke. I'm just jumping right into it. Because you know what? The joke ain't wrong, folks.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, for your sake, I'm going to move on to why the UK crowd's fucking awesome. Seth freaking Rollins defeated Matt Riddle. Now, you would think, okay, Matt Riddle got his mat back. You would think, oh, they're burying Matt Riddle. But here's an interesting statistic on this. This match, this win by Seth Rollins, that's his first pay-per-view win in a couple of years.
It's been a long time
coming. He's been in need of one.
You only have a guy lose for so long before he loses all credibility, really.
He needed it, and the way the crowd was singing his song,
Yeah, like they were literally singing the entrance theme throughout what felt like the entire match.
They did. They
fucking
did.
To people in this crowd, you have some strong lungs to sing for that long.
This is a UK crowd. I'm pretty sure this was nothing. This was not even a soccer thing. These guys are proper English football fans.
Hooligans,
if you will. They used to it. They are used to it.
And of course, the story of this match was Seth Rollins using them man games.
That promo they did on Monday, like the split screen promo, and then showing the end of the what happened when the segment was actually over. Fucking brilliant.
So, how's your wife? Oh yeah, she left your bitch ass.
Yeah.
There's some fire between these two now. Some fire, and Mr. Matt Riddle he was an angry man. Almost got himself DQ'd, but that got him stomped in the face twice.
Two things in the chat, JC and JC. Matt's been treated fairly well on the main roster, and he has. So this loss doesn't really hurt him much. It doesn't. And Lefty XP, look at Bray before the gimmick change. Everyone knew when it came to the big match, he couldn't win it. So you're right, Seth needed it.
And this, of course, sets up for a rematch for that Extreme Rules, where I assume they'll be using weapons.
I mean, at that point, you may as well. And in the main event, Roman defeats Drew McIntyre in a 30-minute war. To be fair to both of them, they had a great match. They 4.5 on the Meltzer scale. But this is going to be theme of the weekend, at least on the mainstream, on the two big pay-per-views here. Reading the goddamn room.
Yeah, at this point, who can you feasibly get to beat Roman now?
They're just going to wait for Cody, I guess, at Mania, but that's not until April.
That's not till April next year, so that gives them from now 8 months, 5 to 6 if you count the if you count the Rumble.
I don't really blame them for this decision. My reasoning is because the main event didn't go on long enough.
Yeah, but here's the thing. With how long Roman has been champion, how long he's been in this dominant form as the tribal chief, you have now created a scenario that whoever finally beats him is going to be such a big fucking deal.
It's Undertaker's streak. You have that opportunity again. And the reason I think T-Dub and I are calling bullshit on this isn't the finish, isn't the result itself. We understand why Roman Reigns needs to retain it, because at this point, what's the big outside of that Cardiff crowd? What's the biggest opportunity to get a loud reaction, a coronation of some kind? It's WrestleMania. So T-Dub and I at least understand it. Our beef is in the finish. Would it kill you to have Roman win clean at least?
Or at the very least, just there's something just about the fact that Roman has not lost a match since 2019.
It's okay to have a heel win dirty every once in a while. That's expected. But on a big match and a big crowd, I'm pretty sure the big crowd, there was people within earshot of WWE microphones screaming AEW, AEW. They were not happy about that finish. Now,
on top of that, when Solo Sikoa interfered, it's just copy and pasting the Usos interfering with just somebody else.
This was a prime opportunity to reestablish Roman Reigns as, he just wants the interference. He don't need the interference. This is where I have to go. Solo Sikoa was not necessary here. Again, I'm sorry. He'll be great. He'll work great on SmackDown as part of the bloodline. Excellent fucking call. Not here. Not an important event like that.
Again, I'm saying, I agree with you guys. I'm just saying that there was not enough. They didn't have enough time for the match. If you understand what
they
I'm
had
saying.
30 minutes, 47 seconds.
What
They had
I'm
fucking plenty.
I'm just saying that they were out of time. So say goodbye.
God damn it.
Yeah.
What is yours?
Yeah.
Now is mine.
'Cause I dream broken dreams.
The fact that they brought that song back and didn't
That
have him
was
win
awesome.
also sucks.
Ah.
Like they gave him they made him look like the hometown hero. They gave him every pomp and circumstance to the crowd on his side, and they lugered him.
And by the way, the Luger him, I don't think that was intentional. I think Tyson Fury jumped the gun on the post-match stuff. Because usually you have stuff like that when they go off air. Even Drew is wondering, I don't know if we're off air or not. And Tyson Fury jumped the gun because post-match, you see Solo Sikoa, he's helping Roman. Roman's like, welcome to Bloodline, all that stuff. And then they cut to Drew, and he's getting this standing ovation. Which, again with Sheamus and Walter, they have the same deal. Fine. Tyson Fury jumps the gun, picks up the mic, and starts singing.
And then Drew starts singing along as well. So we got karaoke for the loser.
Folks, if they had just had the copyright thing and fade to black and let Tyson Fury do his shtick, it would have been just fine and Drew would have been okay. But they forgot to get off air, or Tyson Fury just picked up the mic way too fucking soon. Either way, Drew got Lex Lugered. He did. He fucking did.
Why
Unintentionally, one would assume. But there it is.
Why he got Lex Luger? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hold on. Drew McIntyre got Lex Lugered. The suspect is obvious. Matty?
What?
The suspect is obvious. Frank Stallone.
No. It doesn't work that way, though.
I gotta.
Shin, show him.
And in the main event of at Clash of the Castle, Drew McIntyre, despite an incredible showing against the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns was still unable to dethrone the Tribal Chief. When questioned backstage about what he blames for this situation, he answered, "The one person I blame for interfering in my match was, you guessed it, Frank Stallone."
There you go. There you go.
To which Cyberwire also says, Super Bowl Saturday? Is that the name of the event? I don't know. This t-shirt's too tight too, Billy.
When we get to WGGP, we're going to have to, this is going to be a Lex Luger show. I could tell. I could fucking tell.
This is the sound of me licking my lips to that.
Oh, yeah. We are Luger selling the shit out of that later. Okay. So, I don't know about you, T-Dub. I'm sitting at 3.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm as well.
Because
had they just nailed that main event, that finish, I probably would have given it the full 5.
I was not going to be that generous. I was going to say 4.5 because I still had faith, like, you still got work to do, bud. But the way I see it, they were sitting on a 4 before the main event, and the crowd made it. The crowd absolutely made it.
By the way, that crowd absolutely died the moment Drew got pinned.
It did.
And they felt super awkward with the karaoke at the end. They're like, I guess we'll sing along, maybe? I don't know.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
There you go. Quick jaunt over to NXT land, the multicolored shit show, as I like to call it. Actually, the matches were fine. Did you watch Worlds Collide by chance? Tito?
I did not, but I am aware of the results, and some of them have me scratching my head. Yeah,
well, Carmelo Hayes defeated Ricochet for the North American title at 57 for the opener, which is a pretty good opener. I think the first head scratcher would be the Fatal 4-Way elimination match to unify the UK and tag team titles. Why all the unification matches and the Worlds Collide stuff? Simple. NXT UK is no more. They're turning it into NXT Europe. So we're unifying everything.
I was thinking that the Creed brothers are going to win the tag belts.
Pretty Deadly were the ones who went over. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. They defeated the Creed brothers, who were the NXT the UK tag champs. Oh no, wait. The regular NXT champs. The Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, they were the UK champs. And Gallus, that was Mark Coffey and Wolfgang with Joe Coffey. They were representing Gallus there. Bog standard match. The thing was, there was a betrayal thing. I'm not going to ask for the bud because at this point there's no thing. Diamond Mine is no more, essentially, in this particular situation. There was a triple threat to unify the NXT UK and Women's Championship. Meiko Satomura was the UK champ. Mandy Rose is the NXT champ, and Blair Davenport was just there to be a bitch. In heel fashion, of course. She had earned a number one contendership, and they never got to pay that off, so they just turned that into a triple threat, which is probably the
I was
best.
thinking this is Blair's time. I mean,
I would have thought take the belt off Mandy and Meiko and put it on Blair Davenport just for the heel yucks. But no, Mandy retains, is unified.
I also don't know why they went with Mandy, considering her tag partners are on SmackDown now.
Yeah.
So what's she going to do now in NXT as a solo act? And the fact that she's had the NXT title for a very long time, she might end up being a longer run than even Shayna Baszler at this point.
And JC, Mandy winning was odd. We're scratching our heads too, and so was the Performance Center crowd there.
Yeah, because I feel bad for Blair because her husband's getting all the belts and she's getting none of them.
Oh God, yeah. Very true. Katana Chance and Kanan Carter, they defeated Nikki Ash and Doudrop to retain the NXT Women's Tag Titles. There was Worlds Collide, so they're bringing everybody in the main roster as well. And in the main event, Braun Breaker defeats Tyler Bate to unify the NXT and NXT UK championships. And so, in this rebuild, it's obvious that they're keeping Braun Breaker as the head of the NXT brand, at least for now.
Bring Tyler Bate up to the main roster and reunite him with Butch.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Look here, mate. I'm seriously going to beat 10 kinds of shades of shit if you keep calling me that bloody name.
Got a problem with that? Take it up with Paul Levesque.
I got no problems with Papa H. I got problems with you, mate.
Hey, he's the one who's keeping you with that name.
All right, boys. For one thing, Butch. 2, come on in. It's time to talk about All Out. Pay-per-view itself was, again, a story of hot crowd, questionable situations as far as booking. Though, in hindsight, you're going, oh, God, that feels so hard. But before everything else, the booking kind of worked. It's just
in the early going, the booking was solid, especially I would say probably up until the TBS title match.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could debate about the trios titles before everything went down. We'll get to that.
Ollie Davis says there were some matches that could have been cut.
There were some debatable. Yeah, we were talking about this. Yeah, there was a couple matches you probably could have cut. But up until the TBS title, the match set the booking was pretty solid.
Just some decisions took the crowd out for a second. So they're at Hoffman Estates in Chicago, the now arena, the former Sears Center in Chicago. 15 matches, way too fucking many. But they had the kickoff, the 0 hour, the buy-in, whatever you want to fucking call it. Pre-show was fucking awesome.
Pre-show was
Sammy
solid.
and Ty Melody, they defeated Ortiz and Ruby Soho, that poor woman broke her fucking nose in that match.
This woman cannot catch a fucking break.
You know what? In fairness, an injury break is probably a good thing for her in the long run. You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
I would normally agree with that, but with how often she's injured, how little she's had airtime, I think at this point it's been too long, and now she's back on the shelf again.
Hey,
she's not going to be able to get over at this rate.
Hey, the good side is broken nose won't keep her out for long.
Yeah. Couple months off, time to reshuffle things. And at this point, it is being reshuffled anyway. Fresh matches could only make it good, make it be better. That's all I gotta say there. Hook, I know. It sucked, but it's one of those situations where it's like,
Gotta love how the match started with, first off, props to Ortiz and Soho for rocking the face paint.
Yeah.
Of Aja Kong and
Yes.
fuck. Can't remember the other name. Fuck. Another legend. It was in my head. God damn it.
One of the Road Warriors?
No. Ortiz was rocking the Aja Kong, and Ruby Soho had, what's her name?
Luna Vachon?
What?
Luna Vachon?
No. She's both Japanese wrestlers. She's the former WWF Women's Champion. Wrestled Alundra Blaze.
Oh, fuck. So Aja Kong, and what was the other one? I'm drawing the same goddamn blank.
Yeah, it sucks, but they're both rocking Joshi Legend face paint.
Yes.
Which is really nice. And even better, after the match, they did a photo shoot where they both imitated the famous photos that they both made.
Yeah.
And of course, we should also talk about how they start the match. Sammy and Ty are doing an interview backstage, and all of a sudden, they go chase it after. They hear Ruby and Ortiz. Oh, hold on. Something bugged my nose there.
They hear honking.
They come running out.
Camera pans to another golf cart, and you cut to Sammy Guevara going, "Oh no, not again."
That's the name.
Bull Nakano. So, and of course,
Bull Nakano, thank you. Yeah.
So, and of course, Ortiz hits Sammy Guevara straight on, just sends him flying, or as Excalibur put it, he clipped him.
Yeah.
He clipped him.
Isn't it the first time that Sammy got hit by a car?
It probably won't be the last either.
I just had to laugh at the fact that he got hit full force and went flying, and Excalibur goes, he clipped him.
And Lefty Angelo Parker just about kicked off Hook's nose off too.
Oh, we'll get to that, Lefty. Oh, we'll get to that.
Don't get ahead of us, man.
And JC in the chat, Matty, would you like to?
You know, it's not a forklift joke, but they tried to kill me with a golf cart.
Huzzah!
Yeah. Shin, what do you think of this match?
Why are you asking me? I didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
As he was going to say, he said he didn't watch this.
Thought
It's only the three of us.
I may have had time to watch it in the intervening time.
No.
Just
the three of us, D-Dub.
For now. Look, I know we're going to talk about there's a lot of stuff to unpack, and I want to get to that as soon as possible, because in the long run, this pay-per-view it's not going to matter as much. I hate to say it.
Not anymore.
Hook defeated Angela Parker with Matt Menard by submission. Shout-outs to Action Bronson, who was ringside.
If there was any match you could have cut from this pay-per-view as a whole, I think this was it. This match did not need to be on the pay-per-view.
This was on the 0 hour, by the way.
Still, my point is, with 15 matches, if you're going to cut any matches, this is one you probably could have got away with cutting.
Although this is my first time actually seeing Action Bronson in person.
Yeah.
And he's a chunker.
Yeah, definitely looks like a guy from New York.
Yeah, he is a guy from New York, and would you believe this chunker used to be chunky-er?
Really?
Yeah. The way he lost his weight was with powerlifting, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
Like
it was one of those Philip moments when I heard the Hook's theme song for the first time, and I did the Googling. He's got a whole series he's got a YouTube series called Fuck That's Delicious, but it's turned into a vlog of him just bumming around and pushing weights to lose weight.
Nice.
He has a kid.
Yeah,
wants to live for a while.
I still wouldn't fuck with him.
He definitely looks like one of those people that just gets into fights in the back alleys for fun.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised that Eddie Kingston doesn't use his theme, but maybe different generation.
Probably. Pac defeated Kip Sabian by pinfall for the All-Atlantic Championship.
Props to Kip Sabian's entrance with the two boxmen giving sarcastic claps.
Yeah.
Now, for me, this was interesting because this was my first time seeing Kip Sabian. I came in after he got injured and disappeared for a while. So I came in right around the time just before he started really pushing the box gimmick. And I know I'm not the only... Chat, work with me here. I know I'm not the only one who had a certain other wrestler of the past in his head when I saw how Kip was interacting with that box during that match. I just have one question for you. What does everybody want?
Head!
Boxy Brown.
Yeah. Tell me he wasn't pulling a fucking Al Snow during that match.
I'm not disagreeing, boys. I don't know about you guys.
Sorry, go ahead, Shin.
From this moment on, I shall name that box Boxy Brown.
Fair. Fair.
From a la Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Ah, fair.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, like that was the immediate thing I got when I was he's talking with the box, he's arguing with the box because when he loses, he's pissed at the box. Like it's full on Al Snow and Head.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're getting pissed off at me, baby. You're the one who lost the damn match.
Nah. Every time Kip shows up, bring that. That's a running gag, buddy. And speaking of running gags, Biggie button, please.
Oh yeah, here we go again. Oh yeah.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Eddie Kingston defeated Tomohiro Ishii in the rematch that they had. It went 13-25, and Eddie and Tomohiro both saw Walter and Sheamus and went, "Yeah, we could do that." They weren't able to because they were still on a kickoff. They only had 13 minutes, but they sure as shit fucking tried.
All I'm gonna tell you to do is find an image of Tomohiro Ishii after the slapfest and just look at his right shoulder, or his right armpit, I should say.
Yeah.
And just see how he was basically slapped to the point where his skin broke.
He was showing veins.
It was nasty as fuck. That's how hard and how much they were going at each other in this slap fight or chop fest. It was nuts.
And Eddie's check wasn't much better.
No, Eddie's
was not.
Eddie's, they were trying to bleed those chests.
They were.
But Tony and New Japan Management, the rubber happens at Wrestle Kingdom. The rubber happens at Wrestle Kingdom.
Book that shit.
And I want to believe that after the match, they just went out for drinks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
They did. You know they fucking went out for drinks.
They shook hands. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, yo, Ishii, yo. Doc, get the fuck out the way. Get out of the way. Ishii, you and me. Bar. Booze. Let's go.
Yes.
But his arm is, yo, Doc, listen to me. I don't give a shit about what you're talking about, bro. I'm talking about me and Ishii going and get some booze. Let's go.
Ishii just looks at the dog and goes, yes, drink.
Yeah. But JC, hopefully Eddie's COVID doesn't hit him too badly. He is vaccinated, so it should be okay, but he did test positive.
Oh, no!
He was scheduled to appear for New Japan Strong. That's out the window for that particular taping, that particular session.
God damn
tested positive. You know what? If he's fully vaccinated, it's just a rough cold.
Yeah. But
knock on wood there.
Yeah, it still sucks, though.
Yeah. It does. This one, probably the only one that kind of matters. They open with the Casino Ladder match, the winner to receive a future world title match. It was supposed to take place at, it was allegedly supposed to take place at Arthur Ashe for Dynamite Grand Slam, but obviously shit hit the fan.
It very well still could.
And it could still happen. You don't know. It could be a Money in the Bank cash-in kind of situation, and you know what? I don't think many of us would bitch about that.
Especially considering the character that MJF is.
He'd pull it. He'd do it. He'd fucking do it. And it'd be on brand. It would be on brand.
Totally be something he'd do.
By the way, Maxwell Jacob Freeman was the Joker.
I just love, like, these guys all went out there, killed each other, and then at the end, Stokely just climbs the ladder, pulls it down, unmasks him.
Yeah, the whole thing was Claudio Castagnoli, Willie Yuta, Penta Azarmieto, Ray Phoenix, Roosh, Andrade and Dante Martin, they're having a standard but awesome ladder match. And then all of a sudden, dudes in hoodies show up, beat the crap out of everybody, and up comes a dude, takes the chip off, and Stokely Hackaway. Wait, what the fuck? And notice notice, ladies and gentlemen, I played a 8-bit version of Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil, because that's what played when a dude in a devil mask stepped up, picked up the chip, was declared the Joker. Ding, ding, ding.
Your winner of this match, the Joker,
goes to reveal himself. You gotta wait.
Yeah. Oh, at that point, I think everybody pretty much knew who it was, but they had to wait to find out.
But it was one of those. Crowd played along because I think everyone knew who it was. But it was, there's a story here. Okay, we'll shut up. We will not boo. For your sake, we will not boo too much.
And for the record, the new members of Stokely's stable are Ethan Page, Lee Moriarty, The Guns, and W. Morrissey.
All men who have been on screen getting a card from Stokely.
That build up for that recruitment drive he's been doing for the last few months finally has a payoff.
There's a payoff, and it was beautiful.
That's right. My plan has all come together.
Hello, W. Morrissey. How does this contribute to your plan to get revenge on Bryan Danielson?
It's simple. I joined with Stokely Hathaway, and then I joined with the Gun Club. We can recruit more people, and then at Revolution, I'm going to go in Bryan Danielson's room and eat all of his green M&Ms, and he'll never see it coming.
I'm pretty sure there's a Wheeler Yutas M&Ms.
And he'll never see it coming.
By the way, W, if you want it to work, it's the blue M&Ms, not the green ones.
That's what you normally think, but with the man with brains, you go with the green M&Ms. Hey, Khaki Dory.
Jesus.
I love that this is back.
Thank God that running gag is back. This is gonna be fun now. Now, time to be a little awkward here, boys. Just a tad.
Yeah.
The Elite defeat Hangman Adam Page and Alex Reynolds and John Silver to be declared the first ever World Trios Champions at 1950. And to be fair to the Six, great matchup.
It was a good match, especially in terms of story, because the big story was Hangman having to fight with himself over his friendship to the Elite, and yet his friendship to the Dark Order, and that inevitably would be what cost them the match.
Hubris.
Yes, and you can just feel the crowd just doing their damnedest to will on the Dark Order, because they were dying for them to finally get some gold.
Yeah, but I'm also not surprised that they didn't end up getting it, because honestly, it's pretty obvious for anyone watching that the Dark Order is pretty much about to fall apart. They've lost
the story. The story is that they're pushing a story of 10 getting being sought after by El ídolos los ingobernables.
La facción
ingobernable. I got my factions mixed up.
Yeah, but he's getting recruited by La Facción Ingobernables, so it's clear he's heading out. Half of their other members have are pretty much gone. Contracts have expired. They've all been released. So you've only got those 4 left, and now one of them's going to get recruited. Once he's gone, the whole thing's just going to fall apart. It's going to be over.
But keep Reynolds and Silver together. That would be like the one thing. Like keep those two together. They are an excellent goddamn tag team. They just need to be put over as such.
I don't think they're going to go back to their Beaver Boys tag team name, though.
No.
Same with Evil Uno going back to Player Uno. I don't see that happening, but you never know. You never know.
I think Evil Uno will keep that. Obviously, he's obviously a brand ambassador for AEW games, so they're keeping him around, and I don't think he's going to be too upset about working with AEW games for a little while anyway. So
No.
Somebody's got to pick up the slack while Kenny's suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Jade Cargill defeats Athena to retain the TBS Championship in 420. I'm just gonna say it. You fucked up, Tony.
Yeah, this was like with the build up over months over this match, and especially after that promo that the two of them cut on Rampage, where Athena made it clear she was doing this for all the women Jade is pissed off, and this is how you end that feud. I'm sorry, no, you fucked this one up.
This should have gone at least 10 minutes.
10 minutes to give Jade a chance to say, okay, she could actually go. No, 420, too short, and the wrong woman won.
Yeah, this was a failure on every conceivable level.
The only thing that I could think of is that they're possibly going to give the TBS title to Jamie Hayter.
Which,
even then, well, yeah, they have to have time to build that up. But at this point, there's nobody else in the women's roster of AEW that could be seen as a credible threat to Jade Cargill. She has beaten all of the biggest names, aside from, you know, Thunder Rosa, who's now uninjured, so she's out. Who else is left? Who else could fight Jade and be a credible threat?
That's what I've been wondering, and the only thing that comes to my mind at this point is a newly babyface turned Jamie Hayter, but that's still at least a month away.
You still need there's still that. And JC, I think the fuck up is not giving him enough time. Jade keeping the title, I don't see as an issue, since it would be too early to go after the women's title. Fair point, but again, the points still stand. If you're going to build up Athena to be a world beater, have her beat the goddamn world. The decision was not the time. The decision was the booking to keep the belt on Jay.
I think that the time really does hurt it as well, because it felt like they were just starting to get the match going and then it just ends.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're building up momentum and it's over. Like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, why?
Oh, God, JC, that said, Jade Cargill's She-Hulk here, moreover, the Disco Inferno. That's a little bit low blow. She looked fine as She-Hulk, actually.
Oh, she looks great. Like,
she looked
holy
awesome.
Shit, considering that all she had was the outfit and body paint, that was a great job. Like, Jade's cosplay game is on these pay-per-views are always on point.
One of goddamn us, and I love it.
Yeah, like, although my favorite is probably still her as Jade.
Yeah.
Or as Jim Ross would say, looks like some kind of superhero, I guess one could say.
Man has not seen Mortal Kombat in his life, and it shows.
To which Excalibur then pipes in, or Mortal Kombat.
There you go. Wardlow and FTR, they defeated Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns at a banger, 16:30.
Yeah, this was a good match, and to see the Motor City Machine Guns in AEW, even if it's just for a one-off cameo, is still an amazing thing. Because, you know, I was there during the TNA days. I remember the Machine Guns. I remember how cool they used to be. So to see them in action here in AEW and be even better than they were back then, that's insane. They put on a hell of a match.
These guys do not age, and I remember seeing them live back in 2008, and they were great then. They're still great now. Goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was fun to see them. They might have slowed down a little bit, but they're still good. They are still good.
The one thing that surprises me is that Lethal took the pinfall.
I was a little surprised as well, but again, I shrug at that one.
It's Wardlow.
Yeah.
It's Wardlow. You can get away with that with Wardlow.
Also, hey Shin, guess who we had show up tonight? Leopold.
Leopold. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. Boom. Leopold.
Yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs defeats Ricky Starks in 5:05.
Another match that felt like it was ending. Reyes started gaining momentum, but the only thing in defense I can say about this is that it at least puts over the deadliness of the Spinebuster, I guess.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this one I can forgive a little bit because they'd already been establishing that Ricky Starks was pretty wrecked up after what the factory had done to him, you know, strangling him backstage that one time.
Yeah, they were still. He was still kind
week.
of selling that effect, so that's fair. JC also Dax's daughter MVP.
Oh, that was so fucking adorable.
That was great.
Oh,
Sanjay
yes.
Dutt selling the breaking of the pencil.
Sanjay's the best.
Magical. Swerve and Our Glory retained the tag team titles over the Acclaimed, and
the crowd was not happy about that.
No, they were not.
I don't think I've ever seen the IWC so behind one simple statement.
Sesame, daddy, yes!
Okay, two statements. That and the word audible. Not the book service, the calling of one audible.
Everyone was saying, and we were saying this too, we were calling this shit. If there was ever a time to get on the ref's earpiece and go tell them to switch it up, Clay needs to win this. This was it. Because the crowd turned so hard on Swerve and Our Glory.
Crowd was white hot.
Coming.
Crowd was white hot for the Acclaimed.
I don't think anyone was expecting that end. The fact that Keith Lee, one of the most wholesome people in wrestling, got booed, that should tell you about the popularity of the Acclaimed.
By the way, when they do Seven Nation Army to "Oh Scissor Me Daddy,"
I hope you're wearing headphones, John.
Put belts on Castor and Bowens.
And I think, and considering what we have learned later in the week, I think they're listening. We'll get to
I
that.
hope New York's ready to be as loud as fucking possible.
I really hope they, because
please, New York, make it work.
Oh my God, I'm just imagining the monster pop of them winning.
And it should be a pop at the very minimum. If it's not a pop, New York's fucking up. But yeah, that took the crowd up. And of course, what follows? It's a women's match. God damn it!
I feel so bad for these women. I feel so bad.
They had a good match, and they almost got the crowd back to their credit. Toni Storm defeats Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. Toni Storm it becomes the interim women's champion in 1420. Story of the match: belt goes to the right lady, but the crowd really likes Jamie Hayter.
And they are pulling the trigger.
Yeah,
it's on the face turn of Jamie Hayter finally breaking away from Britt, and they did it beautifully. Honestly, Jamie Hayter finally gets an upper hand, finally gets the pinfall. It looks like she's gonna win, and then Britt pulls the ref out, screwing over Jamie Hayter, and it's very clear, especially when we would see the later backstage segment later in the week, where Jamie was just fucking furious with Britt. Like, they sold that beautifully. And yeah, Toni Storm was absolutely the best pick here. Yeah, you could argue Jamie Hayter if you wanted to really finalize the
crowd was Jamie Hayter, but in this particular situation, the booking was correct. Toni Storm was the better person to put the championship on. But if there's an indication, that there's a clear indication that Jamie Hayter will be just fine.
I've heard a good argument for everyone win this match to win, except for Britt Baker. That's the only one person where I don't think anyone want to win. People are like, if it was Hayter or Storm or Shida, I could see that going well, but nobody wanted Baker to win.
Because she was the last person to hold the belt before Thunder and lost it to Thunder Rosa. Having her win it back, just doesn't make any sense right now, especially since she's not exactly been heavily pushed compared to the others. So yeah, anybody else would have been fine, but I think Toni was the best choice.
Mike Shell, DMD proves that it really is DM me.
Again, I say.
Here it comes.
Why is it? What is Jamie Hayter? She is half woman, half cake.
Oh wow!
She is. It's like her body was made by the Pillsbury Doughboy. So thick, so rich, so luxurious.
All right, JC, I'm gonna go ahead and throw you off on that one. I'm gonna say no, not Britt. You cannot have a
Yeah,
heel beat
he's
another
asking a
heel
random
for it.
thought, but
How-
could Britt Baker take the TBS title off of Jade for our podcast listeners there?
No, what I think they're going to try to do is maybe build up Jamie Hayter to either go after Tony, or they could turn her, if they're turning her face, she could go get built up and be the one to take on Jade, and then maybe you could pull that off if you do it right.
I think at this point she's the only one left that has credibility and hasn't been beaten by Jade.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander is still injured.
Credibility and cake. That's
God
what
damn
she
it,
has.
God damn it, Shin.
I'm not sorry.
No, I'm not expecting an apology here. No apologies for the next one match either. Christian Cage defeats Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That's the full name now. 20 seconds, but the problem is, well, why 20 seconds? Well, for two reasons mainly. The big one, Christian Cage still got a busted elbow. Couldn't do much. And second, Luchasaurus. He was a heel all along.
Honestly, a lot of us saw this coming because Luchasaurus was still coming. Whenever he did come out solo, he still came out to that darker music that he had when he turned with Christian, and he still was wearing the black mask and everything like that. So it was like, if he ended up betraying Jungle Boy, I would not have been surprised.
We were thinking it'll be mid-match or something. Nope. Not
Jungle Boy didn't even make it to the ring.
And he got chokeslammed onto the pyro.
You know, the pyro grate, and it was explained by Taz, like, dude, that thing's hot all night. And obviously, there was a picture of Jungle Boy's back. Fucking hell. But no, this was an angle, and you know what? Fair play.
With as many matches we had tonight, if one had to be cut short for a storyline reason, I think this is a good choice.
Yeah, like this is the one time I can easily forgive how they booked this one because, yeah, Christian wasn't going to be able to wrestle anyway. So let's just use that to further the storyline in a way that makes sense. And you know what? I think they handled it quite well, honestly.
I love the fact that, you know, after the match, after Christian Cage won, he got on Luchasaurus' shoulders.
Oh, and he got on his shoulders, and Luchasaurus going, "This my boy now."
Yeah, Matty, I couldn't hear a word you saying. There was some noise going on in the background.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a bad ringing noise coming on your end.
Bad ringing? Okay, are you guys hearing that too?
I didn't hear nothing.
I don't hear anything on my end.
It sounded like a phone. If it's a phone, you need to go get that.
Oh!
Because I fucking called it.
I had a feeling he was setting up for like.
Wow!
Wait, he's setting up for something.
I love that we have no pressure on time to let those jokes fly.
Right.
I miss that. Oh,
and JC wants to know: does this count as a sudden yet inevitable betrayal?
I don't think I have. I haven't, but I actually turned off my thing.
Matty,
you do.
Yep. Give me a second.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
I have taught you well.
How can you betray him? Luchasaurus was never on his side to begin with.
Well, as far as, you know, Jungle Boy was concerned, he was. But I just love how this whole betrayal happened because first Jack Perry comes out, he's looking around because Luchasaurus didn't follow him, and instead Luchasaurus comes out of the heel tunnel and just obliterates him.
And just fucking Pearl Harbors the poor kid.
Or better yet, what Christian should have done was, before we have our match, Jungle Boy, I got one thing to say. Luchasaurus, execute Order 66.
$2 says that was the original pitch. Couldn't do it because they didn't want Disney going on their back.
Oh, yeah. That's inevitable.
But, perfect. That would have been perfect. Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro defeated the House of Black.
Back up a little.
Fair. Yeah, missed one. Chris Jericho defeats Bryan Danielson 23-40 in a great submission battle.
Oh, this we should specify this was the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Came out, we thought, it'll be Judas. Nope. White Zombie.
Yep. Just like last time, it came out to Electric Head Part 2 by White Zombie. Good times.
Also, and V1 confirmed that if it ever pops up on OSW, there will be a Jocks watch. Poor Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Jericho. Every 3 seconds was pulling his jocks.
Yeah, this was literally a triple threat. This should have been called a triple threat. Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho's goddamn pants.
Could he break Bubba Ray's record?
I think there's a good chance.
There isn't an official record yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a legit shot at that.
Yeah, but aside from that, the match itself was solid. It was I believe it was a clean victory, if I remember correctly.
Nope,
interference.
Oh, that's right.
Not interference. It was a ref bump and a low blow.
It was ref bump and a low blow, so it wasn't quite clean, but no interference, which for Jericho has been a rare thing. Almost every match he's had interference. But there was also a little bit of story at the end because the JAS came out to celebrate with him. -1.
Daniel Garcia.
Yep, he was watching the match in the back, and the moment the low blow happened, Daniel Garcia was just like, "Oh, God damn it. God damn it."
Couldn't do it. You couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. You were so fucking close. And again, it's one of those, Danielson loses, but it plays into the story. So that's fine.
Yeah.
And then later on, Jericho and Garcia had a promo together, and he said, "You know what? You're not to celebrate with me, so because of that, we're not going to help you win the Pure Championship."
And Garcia, in his mind, went, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that beautiful victory. Now on the Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro, who defeated the House of Black. That was Malachi Black, Brody King, and Budda Matthews. Julie Hart was ringside. 12 minutes, 10 seconds. Fun little distraction of a match at the very least. Miro just wanted to beat up some pagans.
Yeah.
Bring me your pagans!
Yeah, this was clearly Miro out for revenge, basically, and wanting to show them that you cannot corrupt the Redeemer.
And
again, my God! Are you sending me these pagans to test me? Because I will break through them to get to you!
I think that's pretty much what he said on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said on. But here's the key. The story of the match is that, well, yes, Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro did defeat the House of Black. It was not Miro who inevitably finished the job.
And the story would have led into, okay, I didn't get to finish the job now. I'll finish it later. One problem, and we'll get to why later. Malachi, that was, he bowed out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the ending of the match, Sting giving Malachi a taste of his own fucking medicine.
Little bit of the poison mist, if you will.
He literally regurgitated that mist into Malachi Black.
Yeah, it was not a perfect spray, I will tell you that right now.
No. But it was good enough.
It got the job done.
It got the job done, and Sting went, "Bitch, I hung out with the great Muda. What's your problem?"
You think with all the matches he had with Muda, he would have perfected that technique by now?
Get the feeling it's because he never had a chance to actually perfect it.
And plus, even if he had, it's been a while since he had to do something like that.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Anyway, but yeah, and it all leads to, oh boy, CM Punk defeating Jon Moxley for the AEW World Title. It went 1955. The match itself, crowd was back, crowd was in it. Mox was Mox, Punk was Punk. They had a match, and it was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
Just looking at the match itself. They told one hell of a story of CM Punk just fighting tooth and nail, just trying to stay alive, trying to overcome all of Moxley's offense, and the finishing sequence was pretty brilliant.
It was. We're going to be fair. The finishing the finish, excellent.
Yeah, but of course, that's not what was going to end up being what people should have been talking about but what happened right after during the celebration.
But should we know that after Punk won, he got about a minute and a half to celebrate, and then of course the clip.
They gave him some time, and then of course you hear the clip at the first part of the clip of the week. The voicemail from Tony Khan. A clip from CM Punk's Ring of Honor promo, who, by the way, Tony has the rights to, so that's a nice little twist.
Yep.
And MJ and the back, the devil turns around, reveals himself. It's a very peculiar little quaff, and the crowd was like, "Yay!" And I am the devil himself, and the devil wears a Burberry scarf. Roof flies off.
That part I saw.
And of course, MJF's music hits.
Roof flies off again. And this is a return pop. Heel or face, if people miss you and love your work, you will get a pop. That's just modern day wrestling right there.
Name of the game.
Name of the game. Of course, MJF tries to turn the Chicago into he flips the bird. He gets booze, but it goes back to, hey, welcome back. The welcome back cheer.
Not only that, but they were chanting his name as loud as possible.
They were.
Never did I think someone like it sounded like he got a bigger reaction than Punk did.
So before we get to the rest of our story, we got to rate this. I'm thinking 4, but I don't know what you guys are thinking.
For me, the matches for the most part were really good, but there were a few times where they dropped the ball on the booking. And if it was just one match, I probably wouldn't have even made a mega fuss about it, but we had like 2 or 3 matches where they dropped the ball hard. The 2 big ones definitely being Jade Cargill and Swerve in Our Glory retaining their belts.
CM Punk broke his tit in the middle of it. Turns out, no, it was a triceps injury. But we'll get to that.
Tricep injury. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
The rest of the matches were otherwise pretty solid. They had some great moments, and some good storyline telling. Again, I think the fact that they had as many matches as they did end up being detriment. You could probably have cut a couple of those matches. Definitely you could have cut Pac and Kip Sabian. Or no, you could have cut Hook and Angelo Parker. You probably
long story short, bud.
Sorry, I can't help it.
I know.
That being said, I say 3.5.
T-Dub.
I'm sitting right there with Shades. 3.5 is pretty appropriate. I mean, most of the matches were really good. Some questionable booking, but in the end, though, I'll say the main event still delivered, and
they stuck the landing. And I was thinking 4, 3. I'm thinking 3. 3.5. I'm sorry, but yeah. Mike Shells. Paul Harvey said, now you know the news, and here it is, the rest of the story. And yeah. Not even 5 minutes later, they usually do these media scrums post pay-per-view. It's a typical situation. Punk wins, blows his tricep. He's pissed off that he didn't get the biggest pop of the night, which obviously the booking was engineered to get. But MJF came back, and say what you will, even the most ruthless heels, time makes the heart grow fonder. It happened with Triple H back in 2002. It happened with MJF, which could only explain the frustration, allegedly he sees a guy from Ringside News. No, he saw Brian Alvarez, and it triggered something in his fucking head.
Apparently it was because he saw Nick Hausman, who at one point worked with Cole Cabana. Also, according to Dave Meltzer, CM Punk had this rant planned out at least a few weeks ahead of time.
He had it in his mind, but it was one of those. I get the feeling it was one of those. Okay, he was going to have a rant going after the EVPs and Hangman Page. I know that part was planned. The Colt Cabana rant, though, dude, that's a shoot.
And it just comes out of nowhere because nobody even asked him about it.
No one. Yeah. He just sees one dude, and literally the original clip was literally the beginning of that scrum when the audio pops up and CM Punk going, when he went to asking Nick, when he went to improv, who do you go with? And he, I guess, brought up Scott Colton. And then Rhett Mode engage, and here's Tony Khan going, oh, fuck.
He knew shit was about to get real hard, real fast.
CM Punk kept it real, folks. And it went wrong.
Also, he accused the EVPs of leaking information, but after the media scrum, all the dirt sheets came out and said, no, they are not. They're not our source.
Everyone that said no, no. Not at all. And of course, he still thinks Hangman Page went into business for himself. A lot of sources say no, that's not what we heard. Inevitably, Punk goes back to his locker room, and then shit hits the fan. The Elite knock on the door, and Punk just allegedly starts swinging. Ace Steel turns into Mike Tyson, biting an ear off of Kenny Omega. It's a shit show. Larry's shitting his britches. The dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Long story short, big brouhaha. People get suspended. What's the list is the Elite, the Bucks, Ace Steel, allegedly CM Punk, though we're assuming it's a suspension, but he's out 8 months due to triceps, so that's still up in the air as if there's a suspension or not, or even just outright a fuck off. You have, let's see, Christopher Daniels, anyone that had a thing in the melee, whether to just break it up or just whatever, gone, suspended. For how long, we don't know.
The one name that made me chuckle was Brandon Cutler, because I'm just imagining he's there, eyes closed, spraying the cold spray at everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, in gimmick, that's pretty much what he did, I'm sure. But I think he was just trying to break that, trying to keep the peace, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
By the way, I just love that CM Punk's part was he was apparently intimidated by the Young Bucks, which is hilarious, because I can't think of a less intimidating tag team than the Young Bucks.
For the record, okay, I can only assume from what I've read, and there was a lot to read, that the Bucks were just there. Okay, just open the door, just say, hey, okay, what happened? You want to talk now? And Punk probably was still pissed off and just threw a punch. Or something was said, and the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, my guess is that Punk went backstage to cool off because he was frustrated and he just wanted to relax, and he didn't want anyone to bug him. And that's when the Elite show up. And he's just like, just fucking leave me alone.
The problem is, he literally said, if anyone has a problem with me, come find me.
Well, they found him, and
just, goddamn, just...
I'm pretty sure the Bucks probably intended to say, hey, is now a good time, or you want to talk on Wednesday? And Punk threw the first punch. That would be my assumption. From both sides, it's like they didn't want to do it. Like Punk was like, okay, Ace Steel was, Molly was in deep shit thanks to the F-bomb last week.
So between the F-bomb and throwing a chair and biting Kenny Omega, that's his career done in AEW.
If anyone's getting fired, I'm pretty sure Ace Steel is the one getting the pink slip.
And according to Sean Ross Sapp, the locker room at this point is very anti-Punk.
Yeah, there is, and you could say there is the hardcore fonder, but at this point, again, those words. This was shared on Twitter. The video of the Full Gear promo with Eddie Kingston and Punk. Eddie Kingston's speaking truth. I'm like, oh my god, Eddie Kingston was right.
Yeah, according to Sean Ross Sapp, he said even people who are in the locker room who are usually defenders of Punk believe that he was in the wrong at this night.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you, bud.
Oh, welcome back, Shin.
Right,
yeah, at first it was hard to tell who was in the wrong, and I've been saying for most of the week that it was a case of there were no winners here.
Nah.
But no, I think at this point, knowing what I know now, Punk fucked this up. He should have at the very least given them a chance, and then if they had said something to piss him off, fine. Yeah, you know what? They all fucked up, but In this case, if he threw a punch, if he went after them before they even had a chance to say anything or do anything, then yeah, fuck off, Punk. You've lost my respect.
Now we're just
Go ahead.
on,
I'm teed up. I want to let. I think Shin was trying to say something for a while.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's give him a chance there.
Actually, I had two thoughts on this matter, but it was my original thought was about Brandon Cutler, and Heel Jesse actually brought up a good point or a theory on Off the Script, and I'm kind of agreement with him. I think Brandon caught some of the fight because he's always recording for BTE, so it's very likely that there exists footage of at least at probably the start of the fight and towards the middle of it, maybe.
I don't think he would be recording at this point.
No,
actually, hold on. Let me add to that theory a little bit. It could have been that they did plan to record, like, to do something for BTE, and that was part of what they were doing. They were going to talk to him and maybe set something up, and then as soon as they open the door, shit goes down, and maybe at that point, Brandon's like, oh, fuck, and cut the camera, but I don't think he would have gone much too far into it.
It's only conspiracy theory, and whoever that dude is on Wednesday, I fucking hate him. For the record, the guy on JD, he's always a negative. Jesse, yeah. But I'm sorry, but I'm like, you could be negative here, but no. I think he's wrong on a lot of issues, but that's another story for another day. Your second point.
What I mean, he wasn't negative on this issue. I mean, he just brought up the idea that, I mean, we got two extremely different accounts about how this fight went down, and Brandon might be the only person who can spread some legitimate light on this, because Punk said that the Bucks and Kenny kicked down his door, while the Bucks say they just gently knocked on the door and just walked in. So it's something to think about. There
are two neutral witnesses to this, and that is Mega Parek, who was
the senior counsel, the lawyer.
Yeah.
And MJF. He was also there.
Yeah. But for my whole thing on this whole thing in this situation, was Punk right to be upset? Initially, yes, because if someone was leaking backstage rigmarole about you in a company where people don't do that shit, I'd be a little bit pissed too, especially seeing a guy who you've had a bad history with that guy from during the media scrum. Now, did he go about it the right way? Fuck no. And if this was planned, he should have let Tony in on this, because he made Tony Khan look like a bitch.
Yeah.
Tony was trying to get in word in edgewise, and Punk just kind of talked over him, and I'm like, dude, you don't do that. Nobody else has done this in those media scrums. You don't get to do that to the boss.
You ain't special, Punk. No matter how good you've been. Even I said that, and he was the reason I got back into wrestling, because he came back to AEW. And even I'm saying, no, you don't get special treatment like that.
No.
And by the way, sorry, guy.
Oh, what did you say?
I was gonna say something, but you were gonna say something. I cut you off there. Sorry.
But my overall thinking is this is going to change. It has already changed the locker room. It has changed everything, because regardless of who started this fight, the point was a situation that should have been resolved by them just sitting down and talking ended up turning into a kerfuffle, and 3 of the people involved are EVPs. So this is a bad look for all of them, because when all of them do come back, whatever pull or influence they had in the back is going to be severely diminished, if not outright gone.
Now, what we know what happened is everyone is either suspended or in a position where they're gone for a while and will be suspended. Long story short, paychecks are getting cut.
And to JC in the chat, yes, Ace Steel did throw a chair. That much is confirmed.
That is confirmed.
Yeah. Nick has a black eye because of it.
And possibly a contusion.
Titles are possible contusion. So the suspension will be just as like heal up the eye. When you're ready to come back, let me know. We'll kick in the 2 weeks or whatever. Long story short, suspensions are laid out. And partly due to the injury, and I'm assuming partly due to the suspension, CM Punk is no longer a world champ. He's been stripped, folks. It is vacant, and so are the trios titles. Now,
And
you want my 2 cents on this? If I'm Tony Khan, here's what I'd do. Bucks, Omega, they're allowed to come back, but they're no longer EVPs.
yes.
For the time being.
Yes.
At this point, hey, it might have been, with all good intentions aside, this happened. Responsible or not responsible, the foot needs to be put down. Punk, if he wants to come back, I don't want him as a world champion anymore. Period.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Twice I put the belt on you, and twice you go fucking get injured. That's enough to go, okay. If you're back, you are a special attraction only.
Yeah,
that's if you come back.
This is something that Matty, Shin, and I talked about Thursday, where we believe that CM Punk should just be special attraction guy. And one thing that someone, I can't remember who talked about on Twitter, but someone was saying that Tony Khan obviously thought CM Punk would be like a locker room leader type, but turns out
not any goddamn more he ain't.
Yeah, but thankfully 3 other people stepped up to that role Wednesday, and that being Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, and Bryan Danielson.
I want to finish this thought because I had this thought for too long, and I want to share before we get into the deep end of this.
All right.
I know you want to go your fit, but I need to put this. If Punk wants to come back, those are the terms. Now, if he just wants to fuck off, if I'm Tony Khan, and if there's pending legal stuff, I'm going to my lawyer. If he wants to sue, and say, here's what I'm doing. He's done, and I'm paying every penny I owe him. You want to be gone? Here's your fucking money. Fuck off. Don't fucking come back. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from your fucking lawyer. You want your money? Here, take it. Fuck off. And it's a big pill to swallow. It's a shitload of money, allegedly, but here's the thing. He fucked it up. And Tony Khan on Wednesday obviously put the fucking foot down. Elite off the intro. Punk off the intro. And this is putting the goddamn foot down. You don't cross the boss.
And if this is the end, Punk, this is, in my opinion, a worse end than his WWE run, because at least then he was able to walk away on his own free will. This is fucking up the unfucking professional. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
if I'm Tony Khan, you want to come back? Here's your terms. You don't, you're fired. And if you don't, fired, and to make sure you don't, and I want you completely gone. And at that point, I'm like, I don't care if the lawyer says don't pay him. So, dude, I want him fucking gone. Here's your money. Fuck off, and don't goddamn come back.
When it happened in the Fed, it was understandable why he decided to fuck off, because basically he was getting absolutely mistreated. He was getting screwed over left and right. I've said this as myself. But here, he was getting treated like a fucking star. He was put in the main event scene. He was main eventing pay-per-views. He was given the title belt, and he was going to be treated like a world champ. And he still couldn't let his ego go. How else do you look at this but he's just being an asshole?
He's still as bitter now as he was 10 years ago, and that's really a shame to see. You'd think he would have, absolved himself and just gotten over himself and been able to mature over these past several years, but he's still he has this need to always be in the right in his own mind, and he has this thing in his head where if he sees something wrong, he just has to shout out about it, but time and a place, man.
I'm going to cut you off, T-Dub. Mike Shell, Brian Myers is more professional than Punk. I'm going to stop this right there. I know the urge is to get a running gag going. I'm cutting it at the pass.
Yeah.
We are not putting over Punk anymore. Let's put it this way. If Punk comes back, he's no longer a goddamn babyface. If I'm Tony Khan and say, you want to come back? You're a heel. You're used on special occasions. Sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. Here's your money.
Yeah, he's going to have to earn his way back into the good graces of fans.
And wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know what when the Elite and Punk comes back, if Punk decides to come back, the very first thing they need to do is get all the talent together and give them an official apology, because this mess has damaged AEW almost irrevocably. It's going to take them a long time to recover from this embarrassing week, all because of this shit. And they need to apologize to people. And they're no longer locker room leaders. We already got 3 locker room leaders who've proven themselves
Slick Rick,
willing.
I know it's uncomfortable, but we need to say these things. It's my show. Sit down.
And they're not going to have the stroke they once had. That stroke and all that stroke has gone to 3 people that everyone unanimously respects: Jericho, Bryan, and Mox. And all 3 of them put on their work boots this week, and they did their best to say, okay, it's a fucked up situation. We're going to have to fix it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, before anything, as soon as all of them come back, the first thing I want to hear from the dirt sheets about what they did when they come back is apologize to the locker room. And apologize to Tony Khan for just putting him in this position where he had to once again have a company with no world titles, and your inaugural trios champions, the ones who've probably been planned to have these trios champions, had to be stripped before they even appeared on Dynamite with the belts because of this shit.
Well, and to be fair, there is an internal a third-party investigation going on. If it turns out the Bucks were just trying to do their job and trying to be peacekeepers, then all right, a small apology is necessary, and that'll be fine with me. But with Punk, he's gonna get paid either way. You either show up and work and be a good boy, and if you fuck up again, you're gone. No fucking money. Those are the terms for the Bucks and Kenny Omega. Look, be wrestlers, boys. Pressure's off. You're no longer AVPs. Go out and wrestle and have some fun.
At the very most, Punk is never getting that world title again.
No.
Never.
Yeah, I think that's what we can all agree on. This is, what a sad way for his last world title reign to end. Just for the legacy he's had, just for it to end this way is just, it's just
part of it. Part of it is his body probably decided no, or it's probably part of it is his body. It is probably his body. The other part is simply his unprofessionalism. Yeah, and that's it. Sorry about that, Slick Rick. I know it's uncomfortable, but it's one of those things. It needs to be discussed. One of those things.
It's the giant elephant in the room.
If we do not address it, then what the fuck is the context for Wednesday?
Oh yeah,
2 world titles, 0 defenses between either of them.
It's just really sad. Anyways, moving on. I guess we'll get to the proper news.
I know
now.
there is no transition to this. Let's just go. If you got news and Dynamite, let's do news and Dynamite, my friend.
All right, so it seems that Malachi Black has seemingly been released from AEW.
Well, it's a conditional release. Now, he's been asking about it, and we've been talking about that, and we're thinking, okay, no, give him the break. But no, he just outright said conditional. Now, he's still under contract, so if he wants to come back, he can, but a lot of it is mental. Like he's got some injuries, and he's in his own head. And by the way, Slick, we're not off the rails. We were on the rails on that. There were no rails to be jumping off. Those were the rails.
Yeah,
that was it.
Off as soon as Punk started opening his mouth during that press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And on to happier news.
Yeah,
happier news. This will make everyone happy. Returning to WWE Monday Night Raw, but it seems like he's going to move it over to SmackDown roster if the dirt sheets are to be believed. It's Braun!
And in the corner, in controlling your narrative headquarters, EC3 typing another goddamn rant. No, legit, he had another fucking rant. Inside, and speaking of inside your own goddamn head, Ethan Carter III, get out of your own ass.
I had a laugh when I heard that Braun Strowman came back to the Fed. It's like, control your narrative. They tried so hard to make this a big fucking deal, and they kept fucking it up so badly that Braun's like, fuck this. I'm going back and getting paid.
Since he's back, what we need to do now.
Mer?
Never man as a wire.
Yeah.
Never man as a guy in the sheet mask. So
that's how I got over.
Playing a stand-up bass. This is how I got over Alliance. I hate your face.
Hi, this is WWE superstar Braun Strowman, and I'm moreover a disco goddamn inferno.
Even when he tripped.
Yeah, the poor guy tripped on Monday. Oh,
I saw the clip. Yeah.
He recovered. Ran some poor dude through the barricade. That was a good recovery, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
So, you want some confusing news?
Sure.
Don Castle, according to Fightful, is now a free agent.
The fuck?
But he's with Ring of Honor. He's one of the
Apparently
six-man
not
tag
under
champs.
He's a champion, but according to Fightful, he's a free agent right now.
Oh, shit.
I think, Tony, you need to start watching your contracts there, because when you're a champion,
Yeah.
need to get that under contract. That end, why would anyone let Don Castle be a free agent?
I get the feeling, Dalt, so long as he's got the belts, he's like, dude, when you're ready to go back on TV, sign me up. I'm with you. I get the feeling that's a situation like that.
And I really wish that they get a Ring of Honor TV deal, right? Or at the very least, put it on some sort of streaming service, something. Because
I assume they're trying, but the problem is that with any kind of, especially with TV deals, that's a lot of red fucking tape you got to deal with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, that's probably giving them a hard time, and they can't put. They've already got shows on TBS and TNT, so where else are they gonna put it? They're probably having a hard time finding a proper deal that's not gonna fuck up their deal with Turner.
Yeah. Speaking of contracts, Bobby Fish is officially a free agent and got fucking old in the process. I don't know if you saw it there. He did an interview with someone, and it's like one of those split screen interviews. He's in the car and gray fuzz, no mustache. Guy looked like he aged 10 years in 2 days.
God damn it. I just read the quotes, and Kenta is now a Bobby Fish stan, I guess. Because Kenta reposted the interview on his Twitter page, saying he agrees with it. Especially the part about CM Punk stealing his finisher.
Yeah.
And CM Punk's ego cost us that dream match.
Damn it, Punk! Is there no tear your heart won't give us? Goddamn.
Yeah.
It's some happier news. Effie landed a role on Dead End Paranormal Park, an animated show on Netflix.
Good on him.
Speaking of Netflix, I know Nyla's got a part in the Netflix original series as well.
It's a good time to be a wrestler getting gigs.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And another one doing that is Danhausen, who will be working with Ron Funches and Conan O'Brien on a new animated show.
That does not surprise me. Danhausen and Conan O'Brien have had a pretty good relationship.
And as we've seen in his AEW run, Danhausen's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Very nice. Very, very, very nice. You do it better. Very nice, very funny.
Very nice. Very evil. Yes, yes.
Very funny. Very evil.
Very funny. Very nice.
You know
That's
what's
right.
not so funny? Velveteen Dream getting arrested again.
Third time? Third? That's confirmed?
According to TMZ.com, former WWE superstar Velveteen Dream exploded on a gym employee before his arrest last month.
I thought that was the first. That's the third one?
Yep.
Hit the goddamn curve button.
I had a different button I was about to hit, but
okay. How about this? Hit yours.
I'll hit yours first.
Okay.
I've got yours ready. So yeah.
All right. What was your button?
At this point, with how many times this motherfucker has just fucked things up, when he had a career, the chance of a dream career and being a top guy, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and put this guy in the fucking clown car.
Enough from the clown.
Yeah.
And this also comes on the heels of EC3 doing an interview saying that he discovered Velveteen Dream recording people in the bathroom.
That's why he's in the clown car.
Yeah.
And then Sean Ross Sapp later corroborated the story, saying that this is not the first person to tell him that confidentially. So just God damn, what is going on with this guy?
I need an 8-bit version of the Cops theme song.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I might just hit that fucker every time Velveteen Dream fucks up. It seems to be a running thing. I don't know if it's a gag, but it's definitely a running thing now.
God damn it, Patrick.
This guy's turning into the new Sonny.
Fuck that. Oh my God.
That hurts. That hurts.
It hurts because it's not wrong.
I hope he doesn't have the same ending as Sonny.
Oh God, no!
Please,
I hope not.
Yeah, please. If there is a just and lovable God, let him have a normal life after this shit. After all this shit has happened to the poor guy. I say poor guy, but you get that. You get the idea.
We're now moving on to Dynamite from Buffalo, New York.
Yep.
This is
by the way, Buffalo over the Rams in the opener. Ha ha.
So yeah, they're doing a tour of New York for the next few weeks.
Yeah, they're going to be Buffalo, and then next week they're in Albany, and of course it ends with New York City, Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yep. So we start off with the video of Tony Khan vacating the belts, with no mention of the previous champions.
No, it's after the events. He said, after the events, I was forced to vacate the championships. No world title, no trios title.
And then we start things off with a babyface MJF promo.
Speaking of, this was literally a Twilight Zone moment. He's out in Bill's jersey, lapping it up. It's obvious that the intention was to play up the return vibes.
I just love that when he goes over to the announce table, he gives Taz a hug, flips off Shivani still.
Yeah, again, on brand.
And he's just soaking in these cheers. It makes me really want babyface MJF. Like, I legitimately want a babyface MJF now. But however, after not too long, Mox interrupts and MJF couldn't help but drop the facade.
He drops the facade, wipes his ass with the Bills jersey, and the universe is normal again.
Mox challenges him to a fight. MJF couldn't get out of his shirt for about a minute.
Enigma Extreme, when the crowd says, and you know it!
Yeah. My favorite part was the crowd chanting, "You were right," which I assume they were talking about his promo against Punk.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Eddie Kingston's going to get the first chance Eddie Kingston gets. Obviously, it'll be after he goes through COVID. But the first chance he will get was, "You were right. You were right." And I wouldn't blame that crowd.
I just imagine that Kingston, when he walks, the next Dynamite he walks into, he's going to be like, "No Young Bucks, no Punk. This must be what heaven feels like."
True.
Oh, God. I can imagine he probably do like a skit with the Elite. No Bucks. Super kick. Fuck.
Mox was not having it tonight or that night.
Ooh, that night. He was
Mox. Okay, we got to talk about this Mox promo because this was undoubtedly a rallying cry. He was basically telling the crowd, without saying it outright, he basically was saying, "I know shit is gone to hell right now, but we're still fucking here. We're still going to do our goddamn job, and we're going to make sure that this is not going to kill us."
Some people actually interpreted this as a rally cry for the locker room as well.
Yeah, this
absolutely.
This was a multi-purpose promo delivered perfectly.
Yep.
And a multi-purpose segment because it starts with MGF and it ends with Mox saying, "It's time to be a legend."
Yeah.
Man, all the Shield members have just been kicking all kinds of ass this year.
We knew when the Shield debuted, like when we saw how dominant they were, we all were already thinking in our heads, all three of these guys are going to end up being big-time stars one day.
Ain't no Jannetty in that goddamn trio.
No. Many people tried to joke that Mox was going to be the Jannetty. No.
I think he saw that, and the minute he was able to do it, fucking burned that fucking statement.
Yeah. All three of them are going to be wrestling legends by the time
undoubtedly.
they're done.
All three are in the Hall of Fame, WWE or otherwise.
Individually and as a group.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And in our opening contest of the evening, Death Triangle defeated Best Friends to become the second ever Trios Champions.
We did not wait long to put belts on people. And you know what? I would have loved to have seen the Best Friends take it. But either way would have been a good choice.
Yeah, there was no bad choice here. Either team would deserve a chance to wear those belts. Death Triangle was a powerful team. They absolutely proved that they could wear those belts and put prestige on them. And the Best Friends, let's be honest, these guys, comedy gimmick or not, these guys have proven to be great talent in the ring. They absolutely could have used the boost. But at the end, Death Triangle was probably the slightly better choice by an inch.
Yeah.
By an inch.
Yeah. And you know what? If you want to put a belt on the Best Friends, you still have Pac versus OC for the All Atlantic title.
Yeah.
Put that belt in OC's JanSport backpack.
And of course, gotta point out, number one, Pac is the first ever double champion in AEW.
Yep.
And secondly, the outside interference from Denhausen and Alex, where Denhausen finally implemented a tactic that he's told many people to do, and that is to punch the opponent in the groin.
And yeah, Alex Abrahantes cursed, and of course, as confirmed on Twitter later, so is Pac.
Yes, Pac didn't take too kindly to this, though. However, all the interference did not stop Pac from hitting the red arrow, or black arrow, I should say, on, I believe it was Chuck Taylor.
Well, red arrow, black arrow, same diff. It's a beautiful move.
Easily one of the more protected finishers in wrestling.
Mike Shell, we have a Pac championship. No, 2-pack. No, it's 2-pack. The memes have it on this one.
2-pack.
2-pack. And someone actually put together the album cover from one of 2-pack's albums, and it's just Pac with the 2 belts. Beautiful Photoshop work too.
Kingdom love in the city, Stoke-on-Trent. You keep them jumping.
Come with me. The Bastard and a Death Triangle. We have all the bells. Who's gonna ride-a-die? Ride-a-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ain't nothing but an English party. Ain't nothing but an English party.
2-pack jokes. Should have seen that coming. Anyway.
Moving on, we got backstage promo with Dark Order and Andrade, Rush, and Jose, where Andrade, Rush, and Jose are trying to buy off 10. And by the way, new mask for 10. He's got a new mask now.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Hey, Bart, want to see my chainsaw and hockey mask? Ah! It was a hockey mask. I've been wanting to say, but we were all riffing at the same time. So I'm like, I was like, it was my back pocket for today.
And then in our next contest, we had Toni Storm defeating Penelope Ford in a pretty good match with an unfortunate flat ending due to Toni not getting all of that DDT in the end.
Nah, just she'll do better, folks. Don't worry about it. Just one of those situations.
And then we got a promo package for 2.0 and Hook and Action Bronson.
So, celebrity tag match in New York?
Probably get a good pop from the crowd.
I got nothing wrong with that.
And then we got an Acclaim entrance where it looks like they were going to cut a controversial promo.
You know, the usual. And
Anthony
whose house hits and the boos rain down.
Yeah, Swerve was like, nah, we're not doing that shit this week. We got enough problems.
This was probably planned, and it was like, you know what? I think someone on Twitter said Tony Khan went in a Zoom call with MJF, both MJF and Max Caster. The only words were, quote, guys, just don't, end quote.
Tony wasn't gonna let Max go on a live mic. If he did, he would have caught more bodies than John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, Slick Rick, Celebrity Def Jam AEW edition is looking promising. Fair.
You know, Action Bronson could probably provide some tracks for a Def Jam game.
Speaking of Def Jam, we'll get to them, and we'll get to that particular match. And Shin, you know exactly what I mean. In a few, but we got some AEW to talk about, so let's continue.
Then let's see. Moving on here, we got backstage promo with Jericho and a JAS, Sammy and Ty. Jericho tried to get over a new catchphrase or nickname that I have no idea. I can't even remember it.
BWE BC.
BWE BC. Best 7 out of best world champ, best in the world, something like that. It was stupid. It was stupid. In the bin it goes.
Not one of his better ones, because even the commentary was confused by it.
Yeah.
And then Wardlow defeated Tony Nese in a 20-minute classic and totally not a squash match.
It was a 2-minute squash.
But my note says 20-minute classic.
Shades, could you Dave him?
Dave!
See?
That was a good
Dave. Oh, geez.
Sometimes my Daves aren't as effective. Thank you. It was a squash. Now, Arby wanted to see a 20-minute classic because Tony Nese and Wardlow seem to be the kind of guys that could do a 20-minute classic at this point. But no, it was a Powerbomb Symphony, and Wardlow cut a promo.
Yeah, but before that, he tried to powerbomb Mark Sterling, but Josh the Goods Wood saved him, and then Wardlow cut the aforementioned promo saying that this is
Wardlow's World.
And now all I'm thinking is, Wardlow's World, it's party time, excellence!
Fair point.
Yep, then we got a quick. Then let's see what's next. Danielson defeated Hangman to advance in the championship tournament in a pretty darn good match. And
Absolutely.
By the way, I'd just like to point out all this controversy surrounding Hangman, and he's just in the back drinking a cold one during this whole thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's just hanging back, doing, talking to somebody, big kerfuffle, going, "Yeah, shit, here we go again."
Like,
yeah, we can't forget the most important part of this match. Man in the mask, you look absolutely gorgeous tonight.
Yeah.
Load Regal. Never
Yeah.
Of course, I can get away with saying this because I'm an eccentric British man.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing there, folks. Even the internet's going, the dream match is the sex celebration between Excalibur and William Regal.
Oh, yes.
That's the meme going around.
Yes, it's coming.
Phrasing.
So yeah, Danielson and Hangman had a banger of a match, speaking of things of that nature.
Phrasing. No, they had a great match. So yeah, nothing to joke there. That was a great match. You should watch it.
Obviously not as good as like their 60-minute classic, but what is?
No, they ain't topping that. If someone would throw in on Facebook, laugh emoji or like the ha thing, I'm like, it's law of diminishing returns. They're already desperate, folks. They just wanted to put up good wrestling. Hangman and Bryan Danielson are good wrestlers. What the fuck else do you do?
Indeed, and then we got a Jack Perry promo where he basically called Luchasaurus a bitch.
Yeah.
Best Jack Perry promo, period.
Absolutely. He had a lot of fire on that.
He was not letting Luchasaurus get off lightly for his transgressions.
Nope. So, and yeah, of course, Christian's gone for a couple of months. So what do? Breakup feud. I mean, it is what it is, folks. I know. I can hear you at home. You're cringing. Another breakup tag team feud. No, but there's a story behind it.
It's not a sudden thing. This has been building up.
Yeah.
And this is between two guys who have known each other for, I would say, a good 10 plus years.
Minimum.
Because when Jack Perry originally trained to wrestle, he was still a child. I think he was like 10, 11 years old.
Something like that, yeah.
Let's see. Then we got promo of Stokely Hathaway and the rest of the faction.
Well, an attempted promo because they wanted to explain why the team up. But of course, some hapless dude who happens to be a plant saying, "Time, you're out of time." So
Stokely didn't take that too kindly. He doesn't like being told he's out of time. He wants to talk for as long as he wants to, and, well, the messenger got the poor beatdown from everybody.
Eats a microphone to the face, and Lee Moriarty goes, "Oh!" bounces around the stage. Of course, the Gun Club just beat the fuck out of it, and, you know, and W. Morrissey in the background. Kakidori.
Yeah, also, gotta give it up for Lee Moriarty basically doing his Friday's impression, because
you got knocked the fuck out!
Matty! What the fuck, dude?
I know.
I was literally having the button ready to go when I was setting that up, and you stole it from me, you bastard!
You don't steal from me occasionally, dude.
Joke stealer.
Joke stealer. Anyway,
you got knocked the fuck out.
It's what he did, folks. Plus, I'm excited for this new group. Can you blame me?
Well, AEW already has its Debo. Might as well have its own Smokey.
Oh, yeah.
Fair point.
Except this Smokey's got dyed hair. Looks cool.
Fair.
I dig it.
Yeah.
And then for our main event, West Side Gun played Daniel Garcia to the ring. He seemed all right.
I've literally heard better.
Yeah, okay. For the record, T-Dub and Shin are aficionados of some sort. So
I would say Shin much more than me. I'm still very casual when it comes to hip-hop, but I could tell that when it comes to a live performance, West Side Gun doesn't have much of a flow to him.
Oh my god, yeah, that fucking annoyed the shit out of me.
We were riffing the shit out of that rap on Wednesday.
Like, say what you will about Max Caster when he's rapping and sometimes how he stumbles a little bit here and there or he'll delay. It's because he's trying to keep to the beat of his entrance music. This guy just did whatever, whenever, and it just sounded horrible.
And his lyrics, I don't even know what the fuck he was saying half the time.
You know what? We were wondering if you would know.
I was waiting for him to spit some hot fire. All he spit was cold spaghetti.
Yeah.
All right, so that confirms it. Then it confirms it. I need to get the Bobby Heenan. What the hell did he say? As a button.
If it was New York,
story for another day, of course.
Since it was New York, they should have got 50.
Don't think they would have.
Would they have afforded 50?
They got Jermaine.
Right?
They got Jermaine Dupree.
By the way,
probably cop 50.
I love the fact that Tony Khan has so much fuck off money that he bought the rights to Rolling Stones, just use it once and then never again.
Hey, but you know what? If you're basically running a billionaire indie wrestling promotion, you could afford to buy some shit. Why not?
That's just some, like, fuck you money. Like, of course I can buy the Stones, use it for once, and then never again. Why not? I'm rich. Aha!
And it fit with the fucking story, too.
It's just really interesting to see that because we're so used to just never hearing licensed music from the Fed, ever.
And by the way, for the record, for those who are about to say, well, why can't you afford Brian Danielson's Europe? Europe's too fucking expensive, and they're dicks about it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They're charging like tens of thousands of dollars for a single use. So, maybe if they make enough money, which right now they're going to be struggling to do, they're going to have some struggles with that. If they can make enough money, maybe they can get one use out of it. But even then, it's not worth that much money.
You have to remember, they'll have to pay for it when he walks out, when he wins, when he cuts a promo. So it's a lot. It would be a lot to pile up in a short period of time from the deal that was allegedly thrown their way. But getting back to the match itself, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta had a technical classique.
It was for the pure title. It had to be a technical classique.
And how many times does this make that Daniel Garcia has main evented Dynamite?
At least a dozen. He's main evented at least a dozen times.
Yeah, in both tags and singles, yeah.
And people
He's
still shit on this. They're like, oh, this is too boring. Oh, these are no-name vanilla midgets. And I'm like, they're still growing.
Those people who are bitching about the main events, oh, this was vanilla bitches, this is boring. You are not a true wrestling fan, and you should fuck off.
Yeah, that's a Fed stand talking right there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. If you're watching this, trying to compare it to what the Fed does, you're going to be disappointed because they work very differently than what we're going to be seeing in AEW. If you're looking at this as, okay, this has a specific set of rules, you can expect a certain style of match, can it live up to that level? You will absolutely enjoy everything this match had to offer. It was really well done.
And they were telling a great story with Yuta just starting to get desperate at the end. And William Regal, who was on commentary again, I think we had a... Do we throw that thing in there again?
Not this time, but...
No, okay. But, no, but Regal explaining, well, yeah, I taught him that. Well, sometimes I taught him a lot of things. Some of them are unsavory.
He even commented earlier in the match about how he did not want Wheeler Yuta to use any of his rope breaks. But by the time Yuta does, he's like, all right, even I would have done that.
Now, even it's like, yeah, that was a tough thing to escape. That's fair.
And just the way that that Daniel Garcia had to constantly lock in the Dragon Slayer over and over again, and then at the end where he's just cranking it in, just constantly just cranking it and cranking it and cranking it.
Yeah. Like, even Regal had to give him props. Like, all right, this guy earned that one.
And then after the match, out comes Danielson, and both him and Yuta give Daniel Garcia his proper respects, much to the absolute horror of Jericho.
Yeah, the code of honor is respected. Jericho's like, fuck the code of honor, I hate it. Garcia is like, he's shaking both hands, and he's letting Bryan Danielson strap the pure championship around his waist, and Jericho and the abject order go, no, damn it.
The best part about this is that I believe in Jericho's mind, he thought that by defeating Jericho, by defeating Danielson, by any means, he thought he was going to wipe out any respect that Garcia had for him because, oh, look at this, your hero lost. But at the end of the day, Garcia is still like, no, he's still my hero, and I still accept his respect. And that just fucks with Jericho's mind.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a wonderful story being told. Go ahead, John.
What makes it work is the fact that they showed Garcia at All Out not happy with how Jericho won. He did not like that. So when Danielson came out, he was accepting of it. Had Jericho won clean at All Out, then Garcia probably would have not been willing to take Danielson's hand. He probably would have been like, nope, I still support Jericho. But he fucked it up, so now he's like, you know what? I still think you guys are better.
Yeah.
But since D-Gar won the belt, you know what I got to do.
Yeah. Show off the mother.
Oh, God damn it, he's back.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the new pure champion. Everybody's got to respect me. Hold on, Tony. Before we got to do an interview, I'm going to talk to a Black Mamba.
Oh, God, why?
Hey, Black Mamba, what's going on? You're real black. What's up with that? You know Kobe Bryant used the name when he was alive. That's cool, isn't it, Black Mamba? All right. I'm going to send you back home. See you later. Say hi to mother for me.
Oh, Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I don't come onto this show every single week and try to be a permanent member of this show. I don't think I could put up with this on a regular basis.
Hey, anything that gets me a laugh, I don't care, bud.
If you can enjoy it, by all means. But I don't think I can handle this much cringe without blowing my brains out.
Dude, you watch Critical Role. You have to watch 3 minutes of Sam Regal being Sam Regal. You can handle those 3.
Did you see how I reacted on Thursday?
Not well, to be fair.
Exactly.
To be fair.
I think the most shocking thing is that Tony Khan possesses a very rare ability in that whenever a shitstorm happens at AEW, he's somehow able to turn that around and produce an excellent episode of Dynamite in response to it. And it's something that very few people could do.
He's got the roster to pull it off with too. And people, and we've been critical of the bloated roster stuff as well on this show. Here, we're just like, this was justified. This was absolutely justified.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen so many times, though, where after a really shit show, it's just more shit shows from a company. But for some reason, with Tony Khan, he's able to, in the aftermath, read the room and go, okay, time to course correct.
Yeah.
And that is something that is very rare.
We fucked up. Now let's see what we can do to do better.
Yeah. And that's going to be something that's going to make AEW survive shit like this.
And people are going to say, "Oh, down goes the ship." No, if Wednesday and Friday are indications, they'll be just fine. It's a rough patch. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Nobody bats 1,000. Nobody's perfect, but it's how you react to it, how you handle it, that shows the fortitude of your company. AEW is doing fantastic. Surviving a shitstorm like this.
Mike Shell, having Dynamite on Wednesday gives plenty of time to get it back in line. That's a good point.
Bingo, right there.
By the way, Slick Rick, someone give Shade Sam Regal's litter box.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Wow, hey, Slick,
you said that about someone.
Slick, you do realize you're probably gonna pop up in that Toonami chat tonight, right?
By the way, I saw the fact that Shades finally said that about someone, and it wasn't me!
Right?
You live for now.
Yeah.
And of course, we must end things off with the best way for our weekend to begin, and that being the Wrestling Games Grand Prix Multiversal Championship, as Snoop Dogg defended against the God of War himself, D-Mob.
Boy. Boy.
And for those who don't know, yes, the same guy who voices D-Mob went on to later voice Kratos.
Christopher Judge.
Same guy.
That's right, boy. Such an amazing voice.
I need to win the championship, boy. We are going to the championship.
How the fuck do you go wrong?
We're going to get take me to championships, boy.
Unfortunately, though, Snoop retained.
Yeah.
Well, you got to admit, D-Mob was pretty tough. It took two gunshots to kind of pull him down.
That's that's now part of Snoop Dogg's moveset in Fire Pro. Literally just either talking shit on the mic or just pulling out a gun and just shooting him. Jesus, just
indeed.
The gift that keeps on giving. And it should be noted that all those moves that you see that are extra are made by the fans. They literally animate those moves themselves and then upload them to the servers.
That's what the Multiversal Championship is. CAWs with a lot of mods.
It's not even mods. That's actually something in the game itself you can do.
Yeah, and actually in game you can actually animate a thing like shooting a gun where the other guy's selling it.
Yeah, it's literally like DLC you can download, and then you can use the tool to animate your own moves. And that just creates a plethora of just being able to keep the game updated with movesets, because people are going to keep inventing moves, and so people are going to be like, oh, I just saw this new move. Let me just animate that and put it into the video game. Skibbly-doo! And that's just amazing. God damn.
Sounds like something out of Mugen.
In a sense, yeah.
Why am I in this video game getting shot, O'Neal?
Speaking of getting shot, hey, here's double A Glock Arnd Anderson.
Yeah, he was here, but unfortunately, he turned his back on the Wolfpack known as Lex Luger, and you should know you never turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Ow! Ouch! Spine buster! Ah!
I fucking hated this match. I had so much respect for Lex Luger, and then Sting came in, and he just handed him the title.
For the record, for those who don't watch New Legacy Inc., especially the WGGP, there is a solid hatred for Sting in the WGGP.
And I'm one of them. I'm with Slip on this one. Sting could eat a dick.
So the game of choice was WCW Mayhem on the PlayStation, and Luger and Arn Anderson are having a nice back and forth, and then Sting ran out and just absolutely obliterated Arn Anderson until Lex Luger picked up the victory.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Ouch! Ah! Ooh. Son of a... My God! Ah!
And that's all I have this week, unless anyone has anything else to bring to the proverbial table.
I got nothing.
Shall we move? Well, gentlemen? I got a list with losers and winners on them. Shades, kick us off on the loser side.
I hate that I have to do this. I don't want.
You won't be alone. You won't be alone. Trust me.
Yeah.
Ma, get the broom. We might have a sweep.
We might.
Yeah, I think after everything tonight, I think I gotta get my loser to CM Punk, man. No matter how you look at it, dude, you fucked up and you fucked up hard, and you almost try to bring a whole company down with you. Fuck, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Shin?
I never thought the day would come when I would have to unleash the D-Cell Battery Award on these people, but I can't play favorites. The D-Cell has to go to whoever is the worst this week, and unfortunately I got to give it to AEW, specifically everyone involved in that whole fracas, from Punk's whole whole planned shoot speech at the scrum going over Tony Khan's head, to Tony Khan not putting his foot down and stopping him, to the eventual brawl, which saw so many important people in the company just getting suspended over something that should have been talked about and discussed instead of just acting like a bunch of grade schoolers. I didn't want to do this. It's just, this is a black stain on AEW. Like I said, this is a black stain on AEW that it's going to take them a while to get over. And it just shows that if you let egos run too rampant, it'll fucking hurt your company. And Tony's got to learn, sometimes you really have to put your foot down.
I know Tony Khan loves to be everyone's friend, but there's a time to be their friend, and there's a time to be their boss.
And
thankfully, he did that on Wednesday, but again, there are a lot of damage was done.
And for my loser this week, Twitch.
Oh,
you guys didn't hear the news about what Twitch has done?
Oh, what'd they do now?
Yeah, you see, as reported by none other than Moist Critical. Hi, Charlie. I hope you're listening to this. If not, still.
The fuck are you doing? You gotta be listening to my show anyway.
So apparently, last week, a streamer, I'm not going to name her name, decided to get her cheeks clapped live in front of her audience on Twitch.
I heard about this.
I saw the clip. The clip isn't very long, but it is pretty clear that she's getting them cheeks clapped. She was, of course, banned because, well, Twitch doesn't like that kind of shit. Yeah, and that ban lasted all but 8 days. She officially came back yesterday. And which shows the double standard of Twitch and reason why I don't stream on Twitch anymore, because if they're just letting a woman get away with streaming on their platform doing basically pornography, and I've seen other streamers get banned and perma-banned for doing way less. This is not looking good for you, Twitch. Like, and this is setting a bad precedent, because not only did she not get punished that bad, her audience more than tripled because of this incident. She only had like 12 subscribers. When she came back, she had over 800 from this one incident, and she used it to her advantage. And this is going to set a bad precedent for other female Twitch streamers to show, hey, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you're pretty and the thoughts and the simps like you, you can have sex on the platform and they'll just give you a slap on the wrist and you'll just double your view counts and your subscribers. So yeah, Twitch, you're failing people like us. You're failing.
All right, teed up.
My one and only loser this week is CM Punk. Just what a disappointment. I mean, after all the goodwill he garnered during his return, it just went all up in smoke so quickly.
All right. CM Punk's in there, so that and the D-Cells count as loser, so that's basically a sweep. The finish to Clash of the Castle, perfect opportunity wasted there, Hunter. Sorry. Right move long term, we'll find out, but for short term, that's a loser. Speaking of that, WWE for exactly that, and AEW they have to take a loser this week, folks. That was the shit hit the fan, and that was an outright shit show. Now, it was caused by CM Punk, but I still got to give him a loser at that. This weekend, Labor Day weekend, should have been a slam dunk win for everybody. It pretty much wasn't. Now, technically it'll be in the long the hope is long term, no harm, no foul, but right now there's a lot of harm going around. So that being said, let's do some winners, boys.
All right, for me, the reason I didn't give AEW as a whole the loser is because of how they bounced back. But I'm not going to give the whole company a winner either. I'm going to name 3 names: Danielson, Jericho, Moxley. Getting that locker room back together. Moxley, I think, gets the top winner because he was able to send that rallying cry, and he let the world know that AEW is far from dead. So he's getting my winner this week overall.
That's fair enough. Shin.
I'm going to have to mirror shades on this one. I'm going to have to give AEW a winner specifically for how they bounced back. And I'm going to name some names. Mox, Jericho, and Bryan for stepping up and being the locker room leaders that the AEW needed, especially Jericho, because I heard that he was really keeping things in order and keeping the peace.
He was the one there in their scrum that told Tony, he's like, dude, some shit's gone down.
Yeah, he was keeping the peace. He was doing his job. Say what you want about whatever politics he is. Jericho puts the business first. He puts the good of everybody else before himself when it comes to just professional wrestling. And you can't have much greater locker room leaders as a whole than those 3. 4 if you count William Regal.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan gets a rare double on this list as he righted the ship. He did what was right. He punished everyone who needed to be punished. He righted the ship. He does what he always does when things fuck up. Makes things better. Dynamite, excellent. Rampage, that main event, Dax versus Swiss. Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Run that back, give him 60 minutes, I say.
By the way, someone had funny comments about the backstage thing, and they're saying that somebody should just lock the Elite and CM Punk in a room with Adam Cole and Swiss, and then they'll all come out best friends.
I'm playing
You know what? You know what? If I were Tony Khan, someone brought out that idea, and I'd be like, all right, throw an N64 in there and some food in there. You know, it might take a while.
Yeah, have them do that.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Let's see, who else is there? Other winners? I really can't think of any other winners, so those will just be my winners.
All right, T-Dub.
For me, it goes to Danhausen and Effie, 2 people who are expanding beyond the world of wrestling in their roles. So hopefully they'll help get more eyes on wrestling. What's really cool is that these 2 are 2 wrestlers that used to ride together in the independent scene for quite a while.
That makes sense.
They're part of a clique. The clique being Danhausen, Effie, Dan the Dad, Warhorse, and Alley Catch.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's always cool to see those people succeed.
And they were on Ethan Page's toy hunt vlog not that long ago, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's always good to see pro wrestlers expand their horizons, and like I said, hopefully they'll get more eyeballs on wrestling in doing so.
Hell yeah. For me, and by the way, I'm sorry if this show went a little longer than it should have. I mean, can you blame us?
We had 2 pay-per-views to talk about, unfortunately, so and I knew that by that alone.
We knew we were going to have a 2-hour show, but the extra stuff just made it long. I'm just glad we could. I mean, we could technically go to midnight, but we're not. I'll keep it simple. MJF for that wonderful fucking return. And the promo was just perfect on Wednesday. Cardiff and Chicago, y'all showed up, boys and girls. Both of y'all showed up. Kudos to both of those crowds. Yuta versus Garcia, that was an excellent main event. Walter versus Sheamus, they got 5 stars out of Dave Meltzer. So yeah, them chops worth it. I'll throw Mox, Danielson, and Jericho in there as well. Mox had a great promo in front, of course, the behind the scene stuff. I wasn't gonna give him a winner, but you guys are right. TK Tony Khan deserves it. You know, it was not the popular thing. it was the right thing.
Yeah, I could hear the crowd booing him on that decision, but the guy was in a corner. What else could he do at that point?
This was his authority was tested. The foot was put down. That's all you need.
When CM Punk made him look like that big of a jackass at his own Midian scrum, at that point, Tony Khan, he had to do something to say, like, nope, I'm the boss. You're the person below me. Know your place.
Either accept your fate or fuck off and take your money. Get out. Let's see. And Seth freaking Rollins, for a specific tweet.
Yeah, you shared that in our Discord.
You saw it. Quote, the amount of top-level in-ring content that happens weekly, all caps, on TV is staggering. Gunther Fella, Roxy Mako, Ricky Mello, KO Theory, Roman Drew, acclaimed Swerve. It's unreal. Appreciate that shit. End quote. Could not have said it better.
The fact that he was willing to call out people outside of the Fed shows that he cares about the industry, not just his people.
Good for him. I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah.
Could not have said it better. And you know what? Say what you will about Clash. I say don't look at the main event because it's bullshit right now. But it's in a rebuild. Look at the undercard. That undercard on Saturday afternoon or Saturday night if you're in the UK, they showed the fuck up. Like, that undercard, there was not a scrap of fat on that card. All I'm going to say is keep an eye on that. I think they're going to be good, just fine in about a year's time or 2 years' time. They're going to be in good shape in that rebuild. Also, WWE, I'm kind of putting him away. They put him in the loser, but I have to put him in the winner. It was mentioned at the top of the program, the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Here's a little fact about the passing of a monarch in the UK. Something I did one of those YouTube deep dives, and there was a video of showing, okay, what's going to happen when the Queen dies, and we're in the process of seeing it happen now. One of the things that happens during that official time of period between her death and like 12 days from now, it's an official period of mourning. No sports, no comedy, all somber shit. WWE benefited from a little bit of fortunate timing there, because
a week later,
barely days, because had the show been happening tonight, it would have been flat out fucking canceled. Not postponed, not this, not that. Canceled. Sorry, Queen's dead. You're fucked. So that's some timing right there. And I know T-Dub doesn't care for the monarchy. I don't particularly care for it either. And by the way, he was going to joke about the fact that, he is this, he is that. That, folks, it is a technical constitutional monarchy on our end, but we only pay lip service to the traditions. I mean, at that point, we're just, all right, we're going through it because that's, we're one of the countries in the Commonwealth, so to speak. But we're still our own country here. A lot of the coins you're seeing right now, the toonies and loonies, that's going to be a king. There's going to be a king's face on that soon enough.
Can they fit the ears on that thing?
That's the big question for us right now. Yeah.
Also, fun fact about this: the last time a Charles sat on the British throne was 1620.
That long ago, folks. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of deep diving on that. Just one of those Philip moments. I'm like, all right, let's do that. Because, by the way, none of us here were alive for the last coronation. That's a big fucking deal. Like, the funeral is going to be a big fucking deal, but the coronation, I'm like, I'm not that big on the monarchy. I'm like, I'm kind of curious about that now.
Hell, my mom wasn't even alive when Elizabeth was coronated. That should tell you something. Yeah, that's how long she was, and we joked about fuck the monarchy, but here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing about Queen Elizabeth II. She was one of the good ones in the royal family. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I like
we could go forever on this, but I'm looking at the clock and I want to chill. So let's plug some shit, boys.
All right. Well, as for myself,
Yippa. You're busy. You're a busy boy. You are a busy boy.
Yeah, I've been doing all the Lab 316 manga dubs and storyline animation dubs. So if you guys want to check those out, I have 2 new channels in the Discord server. You can get the roles for in the Choose Your Roles channel, and you can see all those videos as they come out. And some of those will have my lovely voice coming out of them. So definitely check those out. Again, there's like 17, 18 fucking channels that I'm now working on with this. It sounds crazier than it actually is, but it is still a lot. So just keep your eyes on, and give some love to the other voice actors too. There's some really great voice actors in there. Like, there's literally one guy who's done work for Funimation/Crunchyroll. Not anything big, but he's done work for them.
Big enough to go, hey, there might be a foot in the door eventually.
Well,
hey, knock on wood, man. Knock on wood.
Oh, no. I'm saying they are helping me to get that foot in the door.
Buddy, I want to watch an anime on Toonami with your voice on it.
That'll be the day.
That'll be fucking fun. That'll be a trip.
If that day ever comes, I will probably lose my mind. I'm like,
I'll be a bragging right, bud.
Be sitting back and like, hey, you guys hear my voice come out of that screen. You're like, hey, I know that guy.
That day happens. We're all drinking.
Damn right we are. Damn right we are.
We are celebrating that.
Anyway.
All right, Shin.
I'm not doing any major voice work, but I am doing a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, Max the Corn on YouTube. Tomorrow I'll be filming principal photography, since my computer seems to be behaving itself, for a first episode of my playthrough of the board game, or the living card game, Marvel Champions. It'll be, for the first couple of episodes, I'll be matching the heroes up with the villains that they usually fight. So for this first episode, it'll be Spider-Man versus the Rhino. So tune in for that. And T-Dub will be happy to hear this. I'll be using the background music from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Nice.
It's so damn smooth. And also, plan out for Halloween, I plan to at some point either live stream or re-record a reading of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I haven't touched it in a while, and I figured since I have better equipment and I'm more experienced at doing this stuff, might as well record one of my favorite horror novels of all time, get in the spirit of the spooky season. And also, if you want to donate to me and help me out for my teeth, paypal.com/Shintigercurl. And the bet is still live. If I get $2,000 in donations, I will sing the 4Kids One Piece rap.
And we will broadcast it
live. I am dead fucking serious.
That being said, T-Dub.
Just this week I released my review of Snowboard Kids 2. A classic for the Nintendo 64. Go check out that video. The link is in the chat right now.
And of course, on our end, we're not live with Tokarus this week because it is a off week. We were off last week for All Out, but we will be back next Sunday for Mo Tokarus. We'll obviously plug it next week when we get to it, of course. That being said, next show I have was with you guys over at the Rift Zone for Thursday. I know Easy wants to do a post-mortem, a Power Morphicon post-mortem show, but we might be doing that with recap coming up at the end of the month because, well, guess what's coming back, folks?
Yeah.
Back to the grindstone. It's been a good show. Dino Fury's been a good show. Recap will be coming up soon enough. So there's that. Beyond that, paypal.me/MattyJ316. If you want to see T-Dub's videos just a little tad early, patreon.com/TWK reviews. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWK official, at Shintigercurl, and at Shintigercurl and at ShadesAT, at the ShadesAT. I'm gonna get it right, goddammit. At the Shades AT. Emails, questions. We got more times now, so if you want to send us some questions, some comments, whatever you need, the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. We're not officially doing a comment section yet. I mean, as you've heard, it's big fucking show. But if you got questions, random comments, don't make them too long. I'm begging you. But you could join us on our chat, or if you can't, just want to throw your 2 cents, the Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in wow, it's been a long, we had a long show like this. That's not a best and worst of. I just realized that. Damn. We appreciate it very much, folks. So we're going to tell you that that's the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. On behalf of everybody, including our guest, The Shades.
I'm The Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on, everybody!
Shintigercurl.
I'm Pete Dunne. And T-Dub, if you ever call me Bloody Butch again, I'll beat you into Worcestershire pudding.
TWK.
Gunter Gleben, Gleben, Gloman. Give it to me, baby.
My name's Matty Jay, reminding you that professional wrestling supports independent promotion as soon as possible. Zach McGibbon, out of This Is Wrestling. I hear you. I hear you. Butch! It's a running gag on Twitter, folks. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Did I already do the Help Professional Wrestling part? Yeah, I forgot.
Say it anyways.
Help professional wrestling support independent promotion as soon as possible. Everybody breathe. Unclench. We're done until next Monday.
With the switchblade.
Football, NFL's back. I'm watching Red Zone tomorrow afternoon. Have a good one. Have a safe one. If you're enjoying Toonami, enjoy it. If not, see you soon. Enjoy your wrestling, folks. Hopefully all the crap's been cleaned off.
What the hell is that?